Okay, everyone, and welcome, one and all. I'm just here setting everything up just to make sure that it's all good, because obviously I was going to stream a little bit earlier, but stuff got in the way, as usual. Really need better time management skills, but I think that's a story for another day, because it's time to go look at some more cursed trains. And what better way to do that than to hop on over to the Discord server for Train of Thought, if I can find the tab again. Okay, that's better. However, I do have to say that the web browser isn't capturing it, so gonna have to make some adjustments. Let's see, edit. It's not picking anything up, so I'll choose that. Okay. I think we should be ready to go. Hope everyone has a good time. Just making sure that everyone's here. Okay, I think we should be ready to go. So, we last left off over at the Discord server at this point where I had posted my submission literally 8 days ago. Wow, time flies. Of a remote control RC vehicle that was converted into a cursed Shrek type Thomas the Tank Engine. I'm hoping that when Train of Thought of it inevitably sees it, that it will be something that doesn't get deleted, because it does look kind of Thomas themed, because it's a tank engine. It's got the same wheel arrangements and stuff. Anyway, but that's beside the point. Obviously, go check out Train of Thought's Discord server. You can submit your own cursed trains there over here on the Cursed Trains channel. You'll also be able to see a lot of other train-related content over at Train of Thought's channel, over on YouTube, and on his Twitter, the Train Facts guy, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, let's just jump back into it. I think we were around here. The mine train from theme parks in Tycoon 2 has a middle buffer. Oh yeah, that's a big yikes. I think I actually looked that up the other day. Apparently that's a thing. But it's a very oddly specific thing whose details I don't recall. They're kind of murky. So, we got that. Though for some reason this doesn't look like Roller Coaster. Oh, it's Theme Park Tycoon, not Roller Coaster Tycoon. Sorry, made a mistake. Okay. We got ourselves a repost. Now this one, this is definitely blurst. It gets my seal of approval, which I'm not entirely sure what that is, so I'll just play this.
In Milwaukee Road.
There we go. Oh, that looks kind of goofy. And it's got 3 doors. 3 separate doors for just one single vehicle. Well, at least it's got a pretty short headway if that's the case, because you don't have to stay in the station well as long to let people in and out. That, and combined with the fact that it's an electric light rail system as a tram train, with some of these tacky colors, which I kind of like for some reason, I call that blurst. Keep going, you got loads of room. A little bit more, perfect. Oh, I think we're going to have to zoom in on this bad boy. 300%, that's a lot. But yeah, everybody's kind of just hanging out at the platform, just seeing what all the fuss is about. It looks like it was a fairly recent collision because the boiler's still running. You can see steam and smoke coming out of the smokestack, which is fairly curious. Oh boy, Des Moines Heavy Cruiser's got a lot to show us. I think we've seen this one though, so let's move on to the next one. Ooh, this one's cursed, but it's a special kind of cursed. I don't know what kind of tractor modifications or truck modifications you had to do to get this to become real, but hats off to whoever made it. Of course, more redneck engineering. Oh no! Oh no! And it's got a weird funnel too. That means Train of Thought has to drink, or at least I think it does. Oh boy! How on earth does this monstrosity work? Like, I'm just looking at this, and let's take a closer look. Okay, maybe not that close, but yeah, look at this. Like, the boiler's over here is super tiny, and then it just goes to the central drive rod system for maybe a Hazler arrangement? Maybe? And this is where the pistons are, and it just kind of drives the axles that way. And then there's this stuff over here. I don't even know what that is. Like, holy. But yeah, this is definitely cursed. 10 out of 10. Definitely cursed. Probably the most cursed scene so far tonight. The tiniest little boy. The tiniest little gremlin creature here. With like a 2-cylinder engine. Probably 2 strokes as well. And this tiny little exhaust pipe. And I don't even think it's got a fully enclosed cab either, so you're kind of susceptible to the elements. Like, that's a big yikes from me. Oh hey, I think we've seen this one before. It's from the National Railways of Mexico. Otherwise it wouldn't say Mexicano over here. But yeah, that's their weird, goofy, double Farley tank engine. No less. And it's also being helped by an electric locomotive over here. I wonder what it would have been like if the cab crew were still here. Like, what would they think to see that their photograph was taken and that it would find its way here to the Discord server? Like, I think that's just a feat that I don't think they'd be able to fathom. Let alone the internet. Or cable television. The nose on this thing. It looks like it's got a jet engine mounted inside for blowing snow. Yeah, that's gonna be a big yikes for me. Like, I don't even know where to begin. But we should be... Oh no. Oh no, don't tell me this thing is real. Oh no. It's a Garrett tank engine. Or is it? What on earth is this thing? This monstrosity, this absolute unit of a tank engine. Like, oh my gosh. What the is this? Where do I even begin? Like, it's got a little extra flap here to cover it when it rains, I guess. Yeah, soundboard. Hey, welcome, Dr. Tux. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good evening and that the homework served you well in the sense that it was done and it wasn't too difficult. And I'm just looking at this monstrosity here and I have no idea what to make of it because I can't say it's a Garrett. I know I said a Garrett just a second ago, but obviously I don't think that would be an accurate assessment because it's a tank engine and there aren't any extra articulated segments. It's like, I don't know how to describe this articulated locomotive. It doesn't have it doesn't fit any of the titles that I'm so familiar with, like Hudson or Garrett or American type or Sterling single and all other such wheel arrangements, Northern, Pacific, Heavy Pacific, Atlantic, CP Huntington, that's right. Oh, that's good to hear. And we got ourselves another tiny shunter. I swear, this is like the third one from just this poster alone. Like, I've never seen anything so underwhelming in size and so diminutive. Oh yeah, that's always a good way to wrap up the day. Getting to see somebody online that you were looking forward to. But yeah, this is a standard gauge no less, so that's what makes this extra weird, considering how small it is in terms of its loading gauge. Like, who thinks of this stuff? And then there's this monstrosity. Well, I gotta give them credits where credit is due, because it does neatly all fit into one convenient package. Like, but now that I look at it, the more cursed it gets. Like, it was weird enough that the drive rod system down here is just this goofy kind of arrangement with concentric cranks and stuff and all that. And the fact that all the electrical stuff is just neatly packed in here like it's a diesel switcher. But then I look up here and there's double pantographs. Instead of just having two shoes on one single scissor pantograph, the scissor pantograph has two separate shoes on it, which is so weird. But I think it's still good, though, that the cab's back here, because there's a clear distinction between where the front and the back is. And there's a decent cushion between the operators in the cab, the fireman and the engineer, and any potential collisions that would be head-on. I still think the technical term for the co-pilot is fireman, regardless of whether it's a fire-based steam locomotive, if I'm not mistaken. But moving on. Oh no, this is worse. The peak of redneck engineering here. Oh boy. Oh boy. Like, everything about this is completely, like, crafted with tender love and affection, but it's also so cursed, too. Like, it's got a drive system that uses actual truck tires instead of these wheels. And it's got this tiny little 4-cylinder engine to a tractor. And a fuel tank over here, and the doors they look like they were just made in the machine shop when the machinist was having a bad day. Or a carpenter, because it does look like they're made out of wood. And I just don't know what kind of Welsh coal you have to be smoking to do that. You might be smoking German lignite at this rate. Yeah. But it looks like something straight out of Scrap Mechanic or something. The game. And I think that's the last one, yeah. So thanks to Des Moines class heavy cruiser once again for blessing us with such cursed content. Let's see. Oh, Denny B's back at it again. The Pearson 9-foot single. Ooh, I feel like we've seen something like this before, but it's never gets old. Like, where do I even begin? Like, the pilot and trailing wheels are almost as tall as a person in the 19th century, which on average for a male is like 5'6", 5'6". So that's well over like 4 feet tall. on the drive wheels, the pilot and trailing wheels alone. And it just looks so big, even though it's supposed to have such a small wheel arrangement. And the cab is like, there's hardly anything there. And then there's this one. I think this one's probably the same one, but it's a lot smaller, so we'll try to zoom in. But yeah, this looks like a similar arrangement, but there's no cab, so they'll just have to deal with the rain. Hopefully they got ponchos. And here it is again. All super yikes. And here is a double bogie tank locomotive for Bristol and Exeter Railway. 1870, February 11th. I could probably read this whole thing, but I think we'd be here all night. Yeah, it does look like an archival newspaper clipping. But yeah, that is a cursed locomotive if I've ever seen one. Hopefully it didn't do the kinds of stuff they used to do with the steam locomotives and the London tubes. Like, we did see in a previous stream, and I think Darkness Accursed and History in the Dark talked about this, but there was supposed to be a locomotive that was supposed to be used in the London Underground that was supposed to work by storing heat in bricks surrounding the boiler, so they could like dampen down the fire in the firebox and go from there to reduce the amounts of smoke that's generated. But anyway, oh boy. This little gremlin here, a 222 tank engine of some sort. And then there's, oh no, not this one again, with the weird concentric crankshafts and concentric cams. I swear, some of the valve gear from the 19th century was just completely nuts. And then there's whatever this is with the internal pistons. It's a 440 if I ever saw one, but not the kind of arrangements I would have suspected. This looks like something that you'd take, this is what it looks like when you take a picture that your kid drew and you threw it into an AI and just told it to make this a train, and then it turned it into this monstrosity. Like, and is it me or is that broad gauge? Like, that would probably make it even worse. And it's got the tiniest little headlamp. Like, where do I even... Oh, no, it keeps getting worse. It keeps getting worse. No. What are they doing? They're not just smoking lignite at this point. They're smoking peat moss that's still soaking wet. Like, what the is this? Oh, man, holy... I don't even know. Every day we stray further from God. That's all I can say. And then there's this tank engine, which is a little bit more germane, but still kind of cursed. Not the most cursed thing. And I think this one's a repost, but we'll be able to take a closer look. Yeah, that's a repost. And that's a repost. This, though, funny funnel on top of a side tank engine from the UK. I think Train of Thought's definitely going to have to drink for this one. And if he doesn't, he's going to have to do something else. Because any sort of balloon stack type or diamond stack type chimney on a switcher in the UK, like, get out of here with that. And I think this one's also a repost from the Second World War, if not the First World War. Ooh, oh boy, this Garrett, wow. Let's look at it in all its glory. Oh man. And if I'm not mistaken, wait, is this supposed to be a weird chimney, or is it supposed to be an air intake? I can't tell. But this one's a 4822. Oh, wait, plus 284 Garrett's locomotive. And it is just an absolute unit of a Garrett's if I'd ever seen one. Definitely not from the Americas. No, 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 no. This has to be somewhere, I suspect, in like Australia or something. Just a sneaking suspicion. Like, I can't think of any other countries that would have knuckle couplers like this in that time period. But yeah, that's gonna be a big yikes for me. Oh, I'm still pressing the wrong button. So let's move on. Average New York Central 3001 482 Mohawk posted this. You've lost your bogey privileges. I think it's lost a little bit more than just his bogey privileges. But yeah, that's the Strasbourg Railroad, the iconic Strasbourg Railroad. It looks like it's going to be completely remodeled because it looks like it's been completely rusted to... So... Oh, gotta let go. Brands the Fox Demon. Let's see, it's another post from Art Station. This one's a repost. Not gonna write home about it. The L'Agile. Yeah, I think we've seen this one. Blavia and Larpence engine legal. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm not French. And here it is on a postage stamp. Ooh, oh, this isn't actually... Well, the language is French, but this is actually from Niger. Interesting. That just makes it even weirder. Like, a similar energy to a previous post. Think that definitely checks out. That's kind of goofy looking. And we got ourselves that compressed air air locomotive for mine trains once again. And it says, according to Tyler, therapist, air compressed tender engine isn't real. It can't hurt you. Air compressed tender engine. But yeah, that's definitely true. Now, I think what's cursed about this is the wheel arrangements. And I feel like this is a repost. I can't think of anything else that's wrong with this. Maybe it's that one of the numbers is blurred out? And this one's just cursed in the spooky, it's almost Halloween kind of cursed, so... Nothing special there. I forget where I saw this photo, but here you go, according to Mr. Queensland Rail. Yeah, that... Oh boy. Oh boy. I still don't understand how on earth these kinds of things happen. How one car can just, like, piggyback on top of a whole locomotive like that. Especially these days. But yeah. You've lost tender privileges, Pennsylvania Railroad H8 7688. I can certainly see that. And I think it's lost a little bit more than that because its lantern's gone too. Looks like it's in the middle of a full rework and they just got the first job done by getting everything nicely painted. But now they'll have to get some of the other more metallic paints for over here, I guess, around the smoke box and stuff. And maybe some extra cladding, because it looks like... Actually, now that I think about it, maybe... Yeah, I think it's missing some extra cladding. Like, this is supposed to be like a naked boiler or something. Because I'm not supposed to see that many rivets from the firebox. But yes, we are finally perfectly balanced. No, please stop. Yep, this definitely checks out. Especially after all the relative incompetence that we've seen. How many powered bogies you need, Bavaria? Bavaria, yes. And everything is fully powered, so we got ourselves a booster truck here. A whole booster tender. to accompany this complete monstrosity. I have no idea where people get these kinds of ideas. And this one's a classic repost, truly an icon of its era as an articulated boiler locomotive, not just a regular articulated locomotive. Obviously, it completely failed. I think Darkness the Cursed and History in the Dark had said that. Sorry, I'm tripping over my tongue. This video from TM Books. I'm not going to play it because I don't want TM Books to claim this video. I already had the Materia Collective claim yesterday's live stream, and I don't want to have to go through that rigmarole again. Sarang, the simmering contest double Farley locomotive with a tender isn't real. Again, Sarang, the simmering contest double Farley locomotive with tender. Oh gosh, why would you make this? And it's got like a double boiler kind of arrangement with a central firebox. That must have been a pain to work on. And it's out in the snow and the pouring rain. And it's got the weird valve gear too. You can hardly see it, but it's definitely there. I can assure you. Like, so here's the basic drive rod arrangement. And here's the other one, which for some reason looks a little bit smaller. And then there's this weird concentric cam on the axle here, and it looks like it's over here as well. And that just kind of feeds into this weird slat over here, I guess. Oh, and it's an outer frame locomotive too. That makes it even worse. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man, that people definitely need to lay off that hardcore stuff, I swear. That soggy peat moss is just too much. This one's funny. I can't deny that. I like it more than I should. And there's an emergency response guidebook. Yeah, I would consider this to be non-emergency emergency. Hello, operator. I'd like to report a murder. Or actually, in this case, mayhem. Because it's dismemberment, and it's still together. Now, let's see what's wrong with this Boston and Maine locomotive. I think it's just weird because it's got internal pistons, and the pilot wheels just don't have the same spacing you'd expect on a 440 American steam locomotive. That's and maybe some of the extra little doodads up here. But other than that, I'm not sure there's anything exceptionally strange about this. This, though, however, is another story. Oh, man. Gotta zoom in. July 1915. 36-inch gauge. Oh, wow. And it's a 242, which is a Columbia arrangement. And it's a saddle tank engine with a tiny funnel. And then we got the compressors over here, if I'm not mistaken. And this is just all sorts of wrong. This is like something I probably would have put together as a kid, assuming I wasn't able to take the saddle tank off of a tank engine because I wanted to convert it into a tender engine. Oh no, what kind of an observation car is that? The city of Denver. Union Pacific, what are you doing? I know you're better than this. And I should know, you subscribe to my channel. I don't know how, I don't know why. I'm just impressed you were able to find me, to be honest, as a very large corporation. I appreciate your feedback and your support, but I need you to support. I need you to help me help you. That is all. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm looking at this closer. This looks like a retrofit. of an old heavy Pullman. Heavy Pullman car from the post-war era. And I think it's also going through the wash, too. Because I can see the power washers over here. Just a giant column just spraying water and maybe some sort of suds or surfactants as well. I suspect so. I just checked the other day, and I tried to make sure it was the correct one, and I don't think it was an impersonator because it's got a lot of videos on that channel that clearly look like public relations stuff. Stuff like advertising or just general promotions and that sort of thing. Now, what's up with this? I have many photographs. This half-hour thing is going to make this slightly less easy than I thought. Thank you, by the way. Now, I'm curious as to what's... I think the only thing that's cursed about this is that it has, like, an extra tender as a saddle tank engine. Or, yeah, I said tank twice. Why am I repeating myself so much this evening? Like, gosh dang it. I thought it was better than this. I'm stuttering like I did back in middle school. Yikes. Now I'm curious about this. Something about the proportions just seems a little uncanny. I'm not used to seeing it like this. This one's a repost. Iconic one at that. Oh no! My dudes better have home insurance. Like, oh no, wait, this is over at a barber. Oh man. It must be a barber at the station. You could get yourself a nice haircut and then make your way to the station platform to head over from like Edinburgh to Glasgow or something. I don't know. It just looks so weird. Oh man, there's a reason, I think, why they don't arrange buildings like this anymore, so that the trains, if they do run across and off the ends and onto the platform, that they have nowhere else to go, except like maybe into some place that won't do any harm. This one's a repost from a while ago. It's a steam locomotive on top of some extra bogies, and it's being winched up using this little accessory here, I think. Or maybe not. Now that I think about it, that might not be the case. I don't know, but it looks like there was an axle frame here, and there would have been a wheel here that wasn't this wheel. So I don't know, I'd have to think about it a little bit more. Oh, this one's a classic repost. And this looks like a weird doodlebug kind of vehicle, if I ever saw one. Oh no, 21st Century Limited, what? What? What on earth is this? I've never seen this before. Why haven't I seen this? Someone would have made a model train of this, right? Right? It's just too cursed not to be turned into a model train at this point. Like, I don't know, like, it's just so intense. Like, I wasn't going to expect them to call it anything else but 20th century, but they went the next level and turned it into the 21st Century Limited. And now I don't know what to do from this point, so I guess I'm just gonna... what else is there? Yes, it appears that they've cannibalized one locomotive, and caboose, and stuck it onto another one. How curious. I don't know why you do that, other than the suspicion that maybe there's a possibility that maybe, just maybe, for some reason or the other, the bay window just wasn't enough in the bay window caboose. So they had to go the extra mile and take the top of a different caboose, rip off the whole cupola, and just slap it on top of this. But I will never know what the thought process was. And now that is a cursed 10-wheeler if I ever saw one. Like, there's something fundamentally wrong about the proportions of this thing. And oh my gosh, that smoke box is huge. This looks like some sort of a cursed retrofit if I ever saw one. Like, what is this monstrosity? And the bells in front of the smokestack too? Like, what were they thinking? What were they thinking? Like, I have no words to describe what I'm feeling right now. But it's just all sorts of up, and it's not just because of these janky looking pilot wheels. It's not just the weird funnel, which means that train of thought's gonna have to drink for that, in my opinion. And just this general spacing of the drive wheels, but also the cab size, and this whole package is just all sorts of goofy. I'll never understand. Now this one though, the Massachusetts Maryland and Pennsylvania Railroad Historical Society. Kind of looks like what happens when you go to hang out with somebody, but then they slip something in your drink, you pass out, and you wake up in a bathtub with a kidney missing. That's the kind of vibe I get from this, because it looks like they just chopped off the extra pilot wheel for no reason. I mean, the pilot axle for no reason. So what could have been, at one point, a 440 American type locomotive is now just a 240. The limited turning? I'm not sure what you meant by that. Maybe that's a typo. And this one's silly. Oh, terms! Or was it something else? I don't know. I'm confused. As in the rails have to be constructed a certain way. Yeah, they do have to be constructed a certain way. Keeping flying. Oh boy, the diesel forces. And it's got the stubby little wings that are super long. And it's got the gunner in front with the engineer. So I have so many questions about this picture. And there's the same dude over here, but he's in a porthole instead of a front cab window. Like, I don't know. Like, the creativity of some people, I swear. This one commercial, and then there's this dude just reacting with the demo man. Diesel punk, actually. Now I think about it, because it's a diesel electric locomotive. Now I'm wondering what commercial this is. Oh no! Oh gosh, that is all sorts of wrong. Oh man. Okay, I admit I got a little bit of a chuckle from that. But I swear, this must be one of those Japanese commercials. Like, they have such an unlimited amount of creativity for commercials over there. You don't see that kind of stuff. Hi there, IDK. Welcome to the stream. We're just looking at cursed trains because it's Train Tuesday! Yippee! Let's see, Vanderbilt Steam Golem by David Nakayama, also from ArtStation. Can I just look at the image in a new tab? No, I cannot. Moving on then. Smoke dispersal chimney. Yeah, it's like, it feels like every time I see a Japanese commercial, it's like, it gives me the impression that, like, every commercial break is like a Super Bowl commercial break. You know what I mean? Like, it's specifically built to get your attention instead of just ignoring it by, like, pressing the mute button. But I swear they have too much fun over there, even if they do work 60-hour work weeks. I suspected maybe? I don't know. I'm not sure why you'd be on a different accounts, but okay. I'm just going to take a closer look at whatever this is, because it's supposed to be a smoke dispersal, and I can imagine how it hypothetically works, because you can see the steam just leaves the steam chest here. Oh, I see. I'm not sure why you're just not signed into both devices, but okay, that's understandable. But yeah, after the steam presumably does its job pushing the piston down here, and it exits the steam chest, which is just a huge valve up here, and then it vents straight up to here, and I'm assuming it just kind of goes through some pipes and just kind of forces its way through here and just kind of mixes the steam with the soot. But that's just me kind of speculating. Now this one's weird. From the Riverton History site. So I saw this period postcard and thought that whoever drew the locomotive didn't know what they were doing. And then I found the image of the real thing. And apparently here it is. So here's the first image. Stone Harbor Railroad. Looks like it's carrying a bunch of streetcars for some reason. Yeah, I totally understand. But yeah, this... is it the same locomotive? I have to go check. Let's bounce over. Nope, that's just the same thing again. Hello, Phoebe. Welcome to the stream. Let's see what the main website is. Heartbreaking loss on Midway, but now an opportunity to fight back hard. Hearing support new ordnance that is ready to go. Wrecking equipment destroyed in less than a day. The charming little home which had stood on 402 Midway for over a century. No matter what it didn't matter that it was perfectly marketable condition. Etc, 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 etc. Thank you for the likes, by the way. I tip my hat to you. But I'm trying to find where those locomotives are. Let's see. Gaslight News, historical newspapers, Researcher House, Riverton Veterans, local artists, store, links, search. So yeah, I'm just gonna take a quick look over here. I'll skip the ads. Going to Stone Harbor by rail in the early 1900s. Maybe this is where it comes from and I'll get some more context. Oh yeah, here's the context. Quite a lot of context here. We'd be here all night. Oh, that weird, goofy looking bridge at Stone Harbor. And you see all these little Ford Model Ts and stuff waiting for the boat to pass. And let's see. This one's for the... Let's see. Honoring Woodrow Wilson, Governor of New Jersey. Oh gosh, this is old. Will dedicate and open the Stone Harbor Ocean Parkway. at 12 o'clock noon, Monday, July 13th, 1911. It's over 100 years ago. Oh, I was just curious because, I really wanted to make sure I understood what was going on because it looked like there were two different pictures, and I really wanted to make sure that everything was checking out like it was supposed to. Yeah, also another newspaper from the archives. But we should be able to just hop back now. Let's see. More smoke dispersal devices. Oh boy. Another weird funnel. And this one's even more cursed. And then there's whatever this is. Like, what? And then we got the smoke deflectors actually mounted to the smokestack. What? Like, oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. I swear this promotional stuff, they really should provide these kinds of things on a discount. Like, it's free advertisement. You shouldn't, as a model train company, have to, charge the same rate to customers for, like, promotional stuff, because, like, I would imagine the promotional company that wants their stuff advertised would, want to foot the bill. Oh boy, it's that weird one again with the funnel all the way back here for some reason. Double smokestack. Why does this look familiar to me? Oh, I see. I wish I was able to see a little bit more because it's just kind of dark. But we can see how it just kind of forks out into two separate smokestacks that are attached to each other. I wish I was able to see this locomotive from the side view, but I highly suspect we will not. The Monster Monorail. Oh yeah, Monster Energy Drink Monorail. This looks like it's from Las Vegas, because that's an Intamin monorail, one of their more recent iterations. Yeah, this is definitely Las Vegas. But yeah, talk about Cadillac Desert. But it has electrolytes and caffeine. Anyway. I just don't. Something about this looks very wrong. Oh yeah, it's a cowcatcher and British buffer beam combined together. This has to be Photoshop, I swear. And then there's the helicopter type steam locomotive. A cursed camelback if I ever saw one. It's got like the extra little artillery over here, or whatever it is. The little rockets. But helicopter! Yeah, definitely not safe. But at least it's not in the turntable well. Now, this must be one of those German streamliners, if I ever saw one. If it isn't Dutch or something else for that matter. I always thought it was interesting to see heavy rail trains run down the street like it was nothing. There needs to be more of that around here in America, but I highly suspect that dumb people driving their cars would miss it by a country mile and then, or at least miss seeing it, and then make a left turn unprotected and just get hit by it. So yeah. It still looks nice though. Not so sure about the smoke deflectors though. And I think it would have been nicer if they like streamlined the front a little bit more so that the top was a little bit more sloped. That would have made it look nicer. But that's just my opinion. Oh no, not this one. I see this one on eBay all the time when I'm looking for 242 locomotives. I wish I was kidding when I tell you this thing probably existed, but it's, as far as I can tell, it's just a steam locomotive that looks like a center cab diesel switcher for some reason, and I'm not entirely sure what the rationale behind it is. But it's just a 424 tank engine, and I think I might be able to find it on eBay now that I think about it. Let's see. 242. And I should be able to narrow it down by HO scale, which is probably where we're going to find it. This isn't HO, but I know it's usually around here. Here it is, from Morocco. Let's see if I can find duplicate. Ooh, another duplicate. I swear, I see so many of these things. It's just completely nuts. Ooh, actually, that looks kind of cheap. But I'm not sure if I want a Wisconsin Central locomotive. But yeah, look at this thing. Look at this thing. Oh, it's even worse. It's got a rear cab. It's got a rear observation cab. Oh my. What the is this? It's even worse than I thought. And I'd seen this thing for months. Oh man. Oh man, it's all sorts of wrong. And this is from Morocco, which I think is a German manufacturer, if the packaging is any indication. All these nice angles, though. Always nice to see. But it's an HO scale. Gotta blur that out. Why does it keep asking me to sign in with my Gmail account? HO scale BB class DT1 from the Deutsche Reich something? I don't know. Or something else. I don't know. Epoch 2 livery. So maybe it wasn't from the Second World War? I'm not sure. And here it is. Oh, Austrian 424. This one's by Klein Modelbahn. And this is in the black livery. Interesting. Interesting, interesting. All very curious oddities we have this evening. Oh no, what is this? What is this? Oh man. Not the insanity. Oh yeah, like, how else am I supposed to buy all the stuff that's been discontinued for like 50 to 60 years? But look at this monstrosity. Oh man. It's just all sorts of like goofy nonsense and like, bro, I'm dead. But I'm not done yet, so I guess I'm just gonna have to resuscitate. This one's a repost. I had posted this a while ago, and then somebody else before then was able to post this as well. So, yeah, it does look cursed for an American locomotive. Ooh, this one's an interesting one. What a fine specimen. Is this articulated? I have a feeling it's not, but yeah, this is definitely cursed if I ever saw it. But it's also kind of convenience. Actually, now that I think about it, it looks kind of like they took one of the square, or rather rectangular prism-shaped locomotives that like had 3 axles, and they just stretched out the design all the way out to here and just gave it some extra pilot and trailing wheels. So yeah, that's definitely cursed. I think this one's a repost too, but it still has that kind of iconic 1950s, 1960s aesthetic, like Art Deco style. The fact that I haven't seen this very much in model trains or anything else for that matter suggests that it probably didn't last that long. And then we got this one, which is a little bit more cursed than I remember it, actually, because I thought the front was weird enough. But now that I look at it, it's a bow locomotive, which makes it even weirder. I thought it was just going to be like a discount shark nose locomotive, but apparently it's got 4 separate powered bogies. Wow. Oh boy. Canadian National Speeder. Looks like it used to be a Fiat. And yeah, that's the last from that. Oh man. Gunter the TOT breaker. Don't tell me this is supposed to be the Galaxy Railways. Don't tell me this is supposed to be the Galaxy Railways. Oh, yeah. Temu can go itself. Temu's terrible. I was really disappointed when Jimmy here did a sponsorship with them, and they had to really pull a 180 on that. Yeah, little moving components, yes. And this one's a double cab forward. So we got the cab over here for the fireman, and we got the cab over here for the driver, and we have an extra cab here, or box, I should say, for one of the brakemen. And then we have this one, and whatever this is. And here it is in Lego. Ooh. Yeah, that's going to be a big yikes for me. I just wish the resolution was a little bit better. But does that have 3 funnels? Oh, he's got to drink twice. Got to take 2 shots. And then there's this, which I assume was built in a CAD software like brick.io. I see the DeviantArt watermark here as well. But yeah, it's really impressive, and it looks like it's got the valve gear too. It's really hard to recreate that in Lego because there aren't a lot of parts that can accomplish simulating that experience or phenomenon. And I think this boy is like over 8 studs wide. Yeah, let's see. That's 4. That's 8. Oh, gosh. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. Oh, wow, that is a lot. That is huge. That is huge. Like, it would be so expensive to make this in real life. Like, oh, man. I wish I had that kind of money, but I don't. This looks like something from a mobile game of some sort. And it's all trains go or something? Repton in Vermont. Oh, that's weird. Again, of course, thanks for the likes. But it's got these stubby little smoke deflectors. I don't get it. Aren't they supposed to be higher up? Oh boy. Update on the Aurora train. Metro Exodus Vitale Tukvaz. I don't want to take that link. It's just going to keep spamming me to ask for my accounts, and I don't want to show my Gmail to everybody, even though you can technically see it already on my channel if you look hard enough. Now, I can clearly see what's wrong with this. This is a monstrosity because they just photoshopped the smoke deflectors for no apparent reason. According to Hago, they made it 2 years ago. Let's see. First image from Douglas Self and Douglas Self. Second one was a special spark arrestor for burning lignite. I don't think that's how it works, and I wouldn't encourage it. But yeah, I can see why this is cursed. Weird funnel, gotta take a shot. And then there's whatever this is. This looks like it was retrofitted from something, and it had a past life as a general purpose locomotive, but it looks like it's been switched over to something else. Now, what is this? What is this? It's a narrow gauge Australian locomotive that's fully fired up, that's just sitting on that flatbed car, and it's being carried by a standard gauge Coco locomotive of some sort. And yeah, this is very surreal. Let's see. I think we should be able to read the text. The narrow gauge third rail between Stirling North and Port Augusta, Australia, was removed during 1966. On the 8th of October, 1967, a special train hauled by SART 199 ran from Corn to Stirling North. In order to turn the loco and to convey the passengers to Port Augusta, GM1 operated the piggyback transfer train between here, awaiting departure from Stirling North. On the return journey to Corn, NM34, which was on its delivery trip to the Mile End Railway Museum in Adelaide, double-headed with T199. But yeah, I like this more than I should. This is blurst. It's just, you know, the subreddits, animals just being pals? This reminds me of that, but it's trains. It's just trains being pals. Oh no, what kind of a... I shall insert expletive on whatever I feel like, lol. Oh man, it's another inspection car. But this one's even more weird, because it technically is a Forney, because it's got 4-2-4 wheel arrangements. But it's also an inspection vehicle the likes of which I've never seen. It's just completely bonkers, but I love it. I love it more than I should. And oh boy. I wish this was still around, but I have a suspicion it's not. But yeah, this is definitely going to be taking people places. And if I could, I'd probably try to recreate it, but I know that is not in the cards. Ooh, a piggyback on top of a piggyback.
Once the first 90...
So we got cars on top of cars on top of cars. It's just completely nuts. And they got that latch there. We got the brakeman there. And they're just taking it all over with the standard gauge rolling stock as well. It just completely boggles the mind. It reminds me of certain old images I used to see on what was it, fail.org, or just general demotivational posters. They'd have like a towing truck that broke down, so they got another towing truck, but that also broke down, so they had to get another towing truck, but that also broke down, so they had to get a fourth one to get the job done. And they were just all the pickup trucks were stacked together like it was some sort of weird leapfrog Jenga or some. And here it is again, except this rail car has wheels atop wheels atop wheels. And for once, it's not actually just a scheme to make money. Oh boy, more art station. Gosh dang it. The train, Samuel Boudreau. I'm just gonna copy this message link open it in a new tab. If it'll even load for me. And then I should be able to just vaguely zoom in, or not. Doesn't look like it made much of an improvement. But it just looks like it's trying to compensate for something with a funnel that big. Oh, wait, why did it zoom this one in too? Gosh dang it. And here's the wheel arrangements. Oh no. Oh no, it's a balancing passenger car. Oh no. It's a balancing passenger car with 2 axles right in the middle. Like, that is not gonna stand a chance. And then we got this, like, Casey Jr. looking goofy Alibaba brand kind of right here. That's a 420 locomotive. If not a 424. Yes, very user-friendly. Very human. As one internet user would say, America's only ever narrow gauge streamliner. That is cursed if I ever saw it. And it's not just like narrow gauge that makes it cursed. It's the fact that it's a tank engine. That makes it even worse. And it's still around. Oh my gosh. Somebody has to take this, remodel it, and just let it go somewhere. Like, there is a special place for locomotives like this. This is definitely blurst. And I think we should be able to figure out where it actually is in the world. So let's head back to images. Images. We'll just slap it right here. And the survey says narrow gauge Vulcan 040. And there's a bunch of other results here too that might pique my interest later. This one's in Oaks, Pennsylvania. Interesting. Oop! And it looks like I found ourselves another cursed train. It's a barbecue, I think, actually. So we're going to have to post that at some point. But yeah, here's a bunch of other goofy looking locomotives and other shenanigans. But yeah, this was a good exploration. I'm glad that I followed through on it. So yeah, just going to copy this. Paste it here. Use that as a checkpoint just to be safe. And oh no. Oh no. Yeah, barbecue train. We haven't seen one of those in a while. So this person, that one duck, Sir Edward, says, how do 3 engines fall into a well at the same time? Wait, that's 3? That's 3? I thought it was just 2. But there's like one locomotive here, there's another locomotive here, and we can see the tender to the third one over here. Like, oh man. Oh man, what are they doing? What are they thinking? What were they thinking? Let's see. More cursed trains I found. Part 26. The U.S. patented the first bullet train, the air resistance train, patented by Dr. Samuel Robert Calthrop. It was way ahead of its time and could predict the age of streamliners and some train features that would be implemented on today's trains. Yeah, dog pile. Am I right? So I just wish this wasn't so pixelated, but I can vaguely see what's going on here. Sort of. There's another cross section. We might actually be able to just look at the patterns, and that might make it easier. And this is what it conceptually would have looked like a high-speed steam locomotive with a series of articulated cars that were all strung together as a single train set. Actually looks kind of interesting, though I think it would have behooved them to, follow the example that would come later, several decades from then, when Sir Nigel Gressley set up the streamlined locomotives like the A4, for example. Ooh, there's a whole model right here. That's even cooler. Though I'm not entirely sure how it's going to work. Like, it looks like it's not completely done yet because the headlamp's missing. Calthorpe patented plans to streamline air-resistant train, also completely aerodynamic, with only a short smokestack. It looks almost futuristic to us today, but imagine what they looked like to the people in the 1860s during the Civil War. His engine was sheathed with metal casing, which tapered at the forward end. A 1934 Syracuse Herald story said, "The wheels are completely enclosed and there are openings in the steel shell to permit the oiling of machinery," much like streamliners of the period that this article was written. The train's look was like the Zephyr of the Burlington Railroad and the teardrop of the Union Pacific that was used 75 years later. Calthorpe's plans also called for all side doors and windows to be kept closed. The passenger car would be kept cool in the summer with redirected air carried into the car by a series of tubes. It's a series of tubes! A series of tubes! That is the internet! Anyway. Yes, Samuel Calthorpe was already thinking of air conditioning in 1865. But yeah, if he was to do that using speed, just imagine how much air would be blowing in through the air intakes. It'd have to be slowed down quite a lot, and I feel like that would diminish the aerodynamics. Let's see. Adler, but not the Adler, but same name. Interesting. But yeah, this is another goofy looking locomotive with concentric cam valve gears and all these other little cranks and other nonsense. And for some reason the smoke box is over here, but the boiler stretches all the way out here or something. Oh boy. Argentine train fan posted this. Looks like they have done my boy dirty. It's a tiny little narrow gauge shunter that's been turned into another playground set. I need to make a promotional commercial parody where like I ask people to donate to a non-existent organization like the ASPCA, but it's for trains and it's supposed to, instead of save animals from cruelty and neglect, it would save historic trains from being turned into playground accessories. Let's see what ODNB's up to. Oh man. This looks like, oh man, it's another one of those weird locomotives with a weird funnel. Drink! Shots, 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 shots. But yeah, this looks like another locomotive from wartime. But yeah, we'll be able to look at this a little bit closer. So I guess this is how all the cars would be hooked up together. They wouldn't actually be... They wouldn't be, for the lack of a better term... let's see. What would the technical term be? I guess this is the individual cars, I guess. They're going to be like this, so you wouldn't be able to walk from one car to another. That would be a bit inconvenient if that were the case. But maybe this is just the locomotive and it just hooks up to a train set. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Oh man, not another one of these goofy looking little... Oh no. Oh no, oh no. Oh no, like, what is this person? What were they up to? It's cutesy looking, but it's just so cursed. Ooh, and here's another weird funnel. But it looks like it does more than just vent the smoke out the back. It looks like it does something else, like try to scrub it in some way. Oh, and it looks like it's narrow gauge too, so that's encouraging. And internal pistons as well. Oh wait, this is the locomotive we're familiar with, but oh yeah, another one. Now this one, the automatic swinging smokestack. I think this is actually kind of novel, but these days they have special fume hoods for these kinds of things, I suspect. So they don't have to worry about this anymore. And it would usually, like, I would imagine, have a much larger area that it could pick up the smoke from, kind of like you'd see in a stovetop in a modern household, or a fume hood in a chemistry lab. And I'm assuming this is the cantilever system that makes that all possible, so it can be raised and lowered into the smokestack of any locomotive it can find. Oh no, it's that double stack locomotive. I don't understand why you do something like this. Maybe it's convenient because you reduce the clearance of the locomotive by making a smaller smokestack, but something tells me this didn't work very well. Otherwise, there'd be more of them. And this one's a repost. This one's also a repost. And yeah, we've gone full circle. Got some classic reposts here and here. This one, though, I think I need to take a closer look at this. And this is a repost, and this is a repost. Okay. So, let's take a closer look at this. This looks like some ERTL kind of stuff, and that's pretty mundane. But this little guy right here, this port, is like, what do they do? What? Oh, no, wait. These are Trackmasters. That makes it even worse, because that means it's powered. What do I do? Oh, man. Oh, man. Like, it's just so cursed. Never want to see that thing ever again. Oh no, this is probably going to irritate someone's hearing. So we're just gonna... Oh, it's completely muted. So, full screen. This is not the correct resolution, so I can't read any of this. So I guess we're not gonna bother, because I don't want to get claimed. And this one's a repost. Super cursed. 1 and 2 are the Pepper Pot Special, a preheater locomotive for the Egyptian State Railway, built by the F.H. Trevithick. Oh, this one. This one, yeah, I think we've seen this one before. But at least we have more details. Oh, so that's why it's got those extra things. Oh, it all makes sense now. So yeah, it was the Pepper Pot Special for a reason, because it looks like... I don't know. So it's got a preheater, but why would it need a preheater? It's in the middle of the desert. Like, what? And then the swinging chimney, another preheater design for the Egyptian State Railway. Oh, so that's what this is. I don't know why they'd have to do that, but okay. From the trains community on Reddit, runaway that ran into a turntable. Oh no, not another one of these. Gotta hop over to Reddit to take a look. For some reason I thought this was going to be a video. Oh no, and this is fairly... I want to say it's fairly recent, but it's not. But this must have happened somewhere in the mid-20th century if that diesel electric locomotive is any indication. But how do you get all of that into the turntable well? Like, what kind of pro stats do you have to catastrophically and epically fail like that? Task failed successfully. Anyway, Path, Pennsylvania 1 car that survived September 11th. Oh, so they just let it sit out here and rot? I didn't know the World Trade Center was so close by to a station, you know. I wonder what happened to the subway system at that time. Like, if that's the case, then yeah, that would have been something I'd like to learn a little bit more about. But I guess nobody really talked about it in the national news because everybody was just so collectively traumatized by the event. Let's see, King Possum says, wow, that looks very intact for something that was literally below the towers as it fell. I wouldn't call it cursed, but I would call it remarkable. Yeah, my promotional background. I did not get to design or finish it up because I was preoccupied with trying to set up a list of all the things that I wanted to get so that I could have a much bigger soundboard and some other stuff. Let's see. Richard Lassiter says the following: the Schenectady 440 showing the usual suite of mods, also including a train indicator. Train indicator? What on earth? Yesteryear Depot collection from 1939, December 30th. So it's a 440 with just a bunch of extra bits and bobs attached to it, I guess, for no reason. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on here. So I'll just close that tab and that tab. I learned to put on a spoiler, lol. Oh no! What did they do? What did they do to Toby? What did they do? What is that? Like, the cursed monstrosity, it's a combination of all systems, I mean, all engines go, and the classic Thomas the Tank Engine and friends. Like, oh no, holy. It's not going to give me nightmares, but it does remind me of some of the spider train stuff that I've seen in the past. Now, this is just a cursed train in the Halloween sense, like spooky, goofy, 3 spoopy 5 me, if I was to make any indications. I wish there were better angles, though. He's seen things. Yep, yeah, that is an adequate response to the previous image. Oh no, what is this? This is so janky. And they've got little indicators here for something. I don't know what that's for. But I will tell you what's going on here when you're older. Oh man. Conjunction junction, what's your function? Apparently not functioning at all because someone got their limo stuck on the tracks. Yeah. But I'll never understand why there are so many limo drivers that get their vehicles stuck on inclines that they can't handle. Like, they really need to raise up the hydraulics for these kinds of things so that they can ride over steep ledges. Like, I remember even like a Humvee type limousine getting stuck in some place like San Francisco on one of the steep slopes. It was trying to make the crest of this hill when all of a sudden it just kind of got stuck. Oh, wait, this is a repost. This one's from AI again. Fish Train. I think this is a repost, actually. This is a repost. And these are reposts too, but this one definitely takes the cake for probably one of the most cursed iterations I've seen. Like, it's something out of a children's book that would have given me nightmares as a kid. And then there's whatever this is. Please delete this. Let's see. There are a few things wrong with this. Like what? Is it the fact that the face is all smushed? Is it the fact that the drivers are too thick or the flanges too deep? Is this supposed to be a GIF and is supposed to jump scare me or something? Yeah. I've seen cars scrape themselves on the ground. It's completely nuts. It's just atrocious. Last update, I finally got the AI image. Well, it's making some progress, but for some reason, I don't understand why artificial intelligence has so much trouble with inorganic shapes. I think this was a repost because I remember distinctly a train with a wheel arrangement that wasn't in between the tracks. Now that I think about it. Helicopter, helicopter. Got that one again. The sand patch in Southern. That's all sorts of cursed. If I ever saw a doodle. And the extra crank here is in the wrong position for its job, presuming that yeah, it's supposed to be on the other side of the axle. So when you have it like the way it's arranged, it should be so that when the wheel rotates, no matter what position it's in, it stays in a fixed position such that if the crank is like at the 12 o'clock position. Actually, no, it would never be at the 12 o'clock position. Wait. Yeah, it would be if we had it in a different position. So if it was at the... So if we had the... If we had the crank facing upward at the 12 o'clock, it would be in a position such that it would be due right of the axle. Because the crank is always supposed to be right of the axle, not left. What year would this be in? This one or some of the other photos? But yeah, this is just like a proof of concept kind of thing. And then there's this monstrosity again. Oh, yeah. This looks like somebody made it in like the 2010s, 2020s, using some sort of digital art software. Kind of reminds me of the art I used to see on DeviantArt for train stuff. There's this one iconic dude that's got a lot of nice train art, and this is just cursed because there's just too many axles. Nothing to write home about at this point. We're so numb from seeing all this kind of goofy nonsense. But yeah, it kind of reminds me of the same art style as that, except the user I'm thinking of was a furry, and I think they also, or at least I think they're a furry, otherwise they wouldn't have furry characters on DeviantArt. Like, at that point, what are you doing with your life if you're not a furry at that point? But yeah, they also had a lot of nice steam locomotive images that they had drawn by hand, digitally themselves, and it had much better perspective than whatever this is, because this is just complete nonsense. The perspective is all wrong. At least the person I'm talking about somewhat tried and had better implementation, even if it wasn't perfect. Anyway, oh, Denny B's back at it again. Just a train pulling into the platform. Nothing to see here. Had some light turbulence on the way. Oh no! Oh no, what is going on here? And why is it so tiny? It looks like a tornado went straight through this town. Or something. I don't know. And there's the turntable over there, maybe? Which is a weird place to put it, but okay. Unless that's supposed to be something else, but it's so cursed. It's so cursed. Like, I don't even know. Let's see. I got some bangers. Yep, that definitely looks like a banger if I ever saw one when it comes to cursed trains from AI. And it looks like this is from Bing, so at least it did a better job this time than previous ones, but it is missing a buffer beam. This one too. And for some reason the cab is asymmetrical. And the axles, the the driver bogies are like completely messed up. But at least they're consistent. And I think it was just trying to do some sort of an awkward mix between an articulated steam locomotive wheel arrangement and diesel trucks, and it just couldn't tell the difference between the two. And it's also got some pilot wheels. This one's a step in the right direction because it's got the center buffer beam, but it's still kind of a mess. But yeah, that's all there is to it. The MLW RS-24. Yeah, that looks kind of goofy. Like, the designers look like they totally scuffed it up. Like, it's a Coco switcher, which I wouldn't expect. And it looks like they just kind of added this section as an afterthought. It's a point of relative consternation. Oh boy. More ArtStation nonsense. This one, though, looks like a much smaller version of something we've already seen, though. Let's see. Uber Eats in the future. Don't forget the fact that trains deliver to her. What? What is this?
Everyone loves the convenience of Uber Eats, but imagine getting delivery directly into your living room. And this woman...
Moving on. Classic steam trolley. That's a weird tender. Not sure if it counts as a cursed train, but it's definitely a cursed tender if I ever saw one. And then we got this weird camelback. Oh, right. Did I swear? I didn't mean to swear. I'm sorry. And this is the Crazy Eights before the Crazy Eights. It was a camelback in a past life. I guess. We got this one from France again. And yeah, that was it. And WTF did I just find? I don't know what it is. I think it's got music in it, so we might have to mute it. Oh, it is muted. Excellent. Let's full screen. Oh, and it's got closed captions. Pumpkin, sweet potato, pumpkin. What? Oh boy. What's that? I just see sweet potato pumpkins. It tastes like yellow sweet potato. Not sweet potato pumpkin, but pumpkin sweet potato, mother. Yes. No. A sweet potato. Oh, pumpkin sweet potato, mama. Oh my gosh. Pumpkin. Pumpkin sweet potato. I hate it. I can speak up. Yes, pumpkin. Sweet potato. How annoying. Can you speak up? And it just gets louder and louder. What's wrong with the table? Oh, yeah, he sweared. I didn't anticipate it. I'm sorry. I wish I was able to censor audio, but they don't give that as an option. In YouTube as an edit feature. I can cut it out, but I can't do much else. Anyway, let's see. Excuse me, question mark. These are the Malayan Railways. FMSR, formerly KTMB, diesel shunters. Yes, these are real. This just looks like the rear end of the locomotive. I can't knock them for trying. Butterworth. Interesting. But yeah, this does look like an AI-generated engineering concept if I ever saw one in terms of design. And then there's this guy. I think we've seen this before. Don't be shy, everybody. Feel free to leave as many comments as you want in the chats, you know? Like, there's not a lot of stuff that's being said. So you can just post whatever you want, and I should be able to respond to it pretty easily. Oh no! Oh no, why do I feel like I've seen this before? But for some reason this one looks worse. Like this is an iteration of something I've seen before, but worse, I should say. Oh man. And then there's... Oh, here's the actual bicycle locomotive. I think it's a repost. I mixed this one up with the Columbia locomotive in a previous stream. And then what is going on here? It's just... Did the boiler explode or did it crash? It looks like it crashed. And this dude's just not having it. He's like, oh, here we go again. Like that dude from San Andreas. Oh, there's that image from the from a different angle. So that's how it got stuck on the crossing grade. Interesting. I suspected as much, but now we get to see it. Oh, I see. I understand. But yeah, got ourselves another wreck. I don't know how you fail this epically, of course. And it looks like... I don't know what happened here. What? Why does this keep happening? Why does this keep happening? Is it one train runs into the other and climbs the top of it? Or did it just, like, fly off from somewhere else? Like from a tornado or something? This Photoshop is good. It's good, yeah. Yeah. And then we got this one again. And this one again. And this one again. Bro definitely fell asleep first at the sleepover. Rookie mistake. What if we... Oh, this looks like a face transplant. What? They're just completely reworking the locomotive's front. And here's a wreck. And here's probably a wreck from a landslide, I suspect. And this one's super tiny, not even gonna bother. This is also super tiny, but it's new, unlike the other one. And it looks like it just crashed into the buffer beam. The static bumper. And this one's a repost. Let's see. Hate AIs? Let's see what Crayon has to say. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. This one's off, but I give it an A for efforts. This is getting better, but this is the mistake. And this is also a mistake. I don't even know what's going on here. And why did they make Thomas a boy? Oh boy. And then there's whatever this is. Like, they ran out of the budgets here for the AI crunching the numbers, so it just decided to poop out the most basic and minimalistic thing it could think of. And for some reason it has lines instead of wheels over here, and the wheels aren't complete over here. Let's see. Ice power has attached to a rake of TGV coaches. Prototype demonstration train by Alstom and Siemens for the Taiwan high-speed rail system. You may be familiar with the Taiwan rail system. Their high-speed rail currently has this really nice setup. It's got an orange side on its livery and it's white on the top. But this is kind of interesting to kind of see. It's nice to see the kinds of progress that's been taking place in Taiwan, because we've seen some stuff from like South Korea during the post-war era, and I think I put it as a thumbnail, and it was just like super cursed because it looks like a bullet train, but it's not a bullet train. Looks like you went over the ledge there, buddy. You overshot it. This is the only photo of the incident of the train d'Interpresse de bateau derailment in Belgium circa 1961. Actually, that should be derailment if it's supposed to be French. I don't know. Do they speak French in Belgium as like a third or second language? Oh no, what is this? What kind of Frankenstein's monster is this? Oh. Am I trying to lean as a family-friendly content creator? I'm just trying to be fun for everyone, because I don't ever recall you having heavily sworn, or any tough language for that matter. Actually, yeah. I used to swear on camera. You may find it in some of my uncensored versions of videos versus the versus the censored versions of the videos, which also went viral for some reason. It's not often as you see lightning strike a place twice, but to have that happen multiple times, where it strikes twice in like 4 different locations, that's actually kind of impressive. But yeah, this is a... What is this monstrosity? I don't even know. It's like a Bobo locomotive. Yeah, if you had a nickel for every time I censored it, I'm pretty sure, yeah, you have a lot of nickels. I understand, there's no surprise there. But yeah, this is an interesting setup. A little scuffed, but I think it's blurst because it's an interesting concept, though I think it'd be very hard to model. Not this one again. It was funny the first time, it was okay the second time, but the third time is just pathetic. And this is just a logo train of thought. So, no big deal there. The Dunlop Carnival train. Oh no, it's another theme park carnival train. Oh boy. It never ceases to disappoint me. Let's see. Former Sydney tramway system did some weird stuff. A roll-on, roll-off tram ferry, complete with overhead, being probably the icing on the cake. Yeah, I think we've seen this one before. Yeah, we've seen this one before. It's still very novel and interesting, and certainly it has its merits, but I think in the long term it just isn't as cheap as a bridge. At least long term. The Hobson's Bay Loco of Victoria, Australia. Yeah, that is a cursed little bugger. Reminds me of a grasshopper for some reason. It's got the brake shoes over here. There is nothing to protect these people from the sun in the Australian heats. Like, I don't know how people used to work like this. But if I'm not mistaken, people used to drink a lot more, so maybe they could get away with it by drowning their miseries in substance abuse. Snorting Lizzie. Oh gosh. Oh no, what is this? What is this? It's a steam donkey and steam locomotive combination that's powered using a bunch of flywheels, gears, and a chain link. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that's so cool, but also so cursed. And it's only got one piston. What? What the is that? I don't even. And it looks like it was made from previous chunks of locomotives, because that wheel looks like it came from a scrapped loco, if I ever saw one. Because you can see where the pin is for the drive rod at one point. That would have belonged to that axle, but not anymore. Not anymore. Just gonna open this in a new tab, because I think that's a winner. If that doesn't become next week's or the next Cursed Train thumbnail, then I don't know what will. Actually, I have to think of its proportions. Yeah, it's not gonna fit. Gosh dang it, I really wanted this to work. It's so hard to find an image where, you know, there's a spot for my face in the bottom right corner. It's the Toby from, is that the Toby from Japan? I don't think it is. But it's still cursed. Santa Fe, also cursed. And then there's whatever this is. It's just a blurred photo. Some sort of well-off career with your intellect, but I do understand that hobbies are hobbies and not nightmares. Yeah. I don't know what it is. It's just... Oh, this one's a repost too. It's just my brain broke. My brain broke, that's all I can say. Now, this is the first time I've ever seen the actual turntable fail instead of the locomotive falling in. So, you really can't blame the driver for this. Oh man, that is definitely a winner if I ever saw one. Winner of Biggest Loser, as far as I can tell. But I still consider that a win nevertheless, because it looks so awesome. Definitely blurst. It turned wrong axis, but it turned, yeah. And this one's a repost. Another conversion for maintenance of way. More photographs of this locomotive, the Björkalangen. Last one is a different locomotive, the Holland. Or is it Hund? I can hardly see this. Let's go back to Google Lens. New tab. Paste the image here. Doesn't look like it's supposed to be... It doesn't look like this is supposed to be real. I'm just gonna be honest. And here's probably one of those locomotives from earlier from Indonesia. That's always nice to see. Cursed, but more blurst, technically. Anyway, so that was too tiny, so let's move on. Here it is. Wait, there's no tracks. It's literally stuck there. What? I completely didn't even notice that. That's a complete misstep on my part. Like, why are they firing it up? Why are they firing it up? Is it supposed to be like a static boiler now or something? Because I've seen that happen before. It's not just stuff you see in Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends. That happens in real life. The Clover Valley number 3 used to be a static boiler at one point over at the Niles Canyon Railway Museum. Over at a lumber mill. Yeah, it's like painting yourself into a corner. True. But yeah, the Clover Valley at one point in its life was converted to a static boiler, but they still kept the wheels and stuff. And then it just kind of fell into disrepair when the lumber company went under or something, and then the Niles Canyon Railway was able to restore it. And I think I was responsible for some of the refurbishment, because, like, I was cutting up chunks of calcium silicate to insulate the boiler, because the boiler had to be redone. Oh, now I see what's going on. So they just put it there, but they had to carry it over at some point. So this is telling a story kind of in reverse. So this must have been... It must have moved from the track, the mainline track, over to some sort of, like, temporary rail, which was hooked up to the rails that are on this trailer, which would then take it over to that static display over here. And this must be the aftermath. The immediate aftermath. Okay. Okay, that all makes sense then. And yeah, this is the Hooland, which I think it's the same wheel arrangement now that I think about it. Oh no! The first clown car is just two cabooses put together. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Let's just zoom out a bit. And it also looks like an observation car too. Like, what? It's got the railings that you'd find on an observation car. And it's got these huge cupolas with sliding windows. Like, this is the pinnacle of luxury. For a working class accommodation. Like, wow. Like, holy. I just don't know how they do it. It's incredible. I like it. It's definitely blurst. Definitely up there. And the helicopter thing again. And then the football field with a railway running through it. Ooh, apparently there's a video from Tim the Traveler. Interesting. I must have completely forgotten about that, you know? I've seen so many videos. Peak transit trademark. Let's see, Franz is back at it again with more nonsense from ArtStation. This one's by G.I. Liu. It's a 4860 locomotive. And for some reason, the drive wheels over here are smaller than the ones over here. And it's got 2 cabs and 2 smokestacks. So, funny funnel, got a drink. Train of thought. Let's see. When you're new to Photoshop. Yeah, true. This is so true. Oh, boy. I swear, this was me with KidPix Studio back in the day. When that was a thing. Let's see. Welcome to Norway, part 2. Oh, bro took it to the face. Either that or he ran into something and got his cut off. Oh, yeah. Definitely completely crushed. And this one looks familiar. This one, though, this is a travesty if I ever saw one. And you can see the dude with the cutting torch trying to just take it all apart. Oh, man. And then there's just more images. More images. It's just a complete disaster. And this one's a repost, I think. Along with this one. Even this one, too. I still don't understand how this happened. Like, what series of events led to that? I think this one's a repost. They just had to improvise, adapt, and overcome. Because modern problems require modern solutions. You know? And they did it for the Tinder as well. Oh no! Oh no, how did it do that? It didn't just jump off the bridge. It went all the way onto the motorway underneath. Like, that's just completely nuts as to how that happens. How do you crash test a train? That's a good question. I don't think originally they ever planned on that, actually. Like, let's take, for example, North America. Like, a lot of the damage would be absorbed by the boiler. It would crumple up, bend, and distort, and a lot of the energy would be dissipated from that, at least for the locomotives. And it's for that reason that rail unions got pretty upset when they decided to switch over to cab forward locomotives that were diesel or electrically powered, because the way they designed them, they were just literally just boxes on wheels, and there was no distance between the cab drivers and the collision. So after a lot of complaining, eventually more locomotives would be designed that had the cab further back. And that's why locomotives like the Super Duty and the Dash 8s, Dash 9s, and other locomotives like the GPs and the switchers and all that other stuff, they have a bit of distance between the cab and the fronts of the locomotive, so that they can get that energy to be absorbed before it hits the cab, or rather the interior of the cab. That's, and I'm trying to think, how do they test it before computer models once they decide to actually do testing? Because derailments don't happen as often as car crashes, to be honest. And I think by the time people actually started caring about those kinds of things, computer modeling kind of made things a little bit easier, I suspect. Or at least computers would have done some of the math associated with it before they actually had to go and like ram a full locomotive into something, if they ever did. Because I'm not so familiar with them actually testing stuff like that. I do know that I imagine there's a lot more rigorous stuff that goes into passenger cars, for example. Like, back in the day, the Jackson Sharp type cars and anything that was made out of wood would just telescope. So one rail car would get stuck in another rail car, and that rail car would get stuck in another rail car, and basically everybody would be crushed fatally. So with the advent of Pullman steel passenger cars, that definitely changed the game, because then the passenger cars, instead of telescoping into each other, they would just climb on top of each other due to the blunt force of the collision, or they just kind of just shoot off to the side a little bit, and that has reduced the amounts of casualties quite substantially. And with advances in technology pertaining to positive train control, that really reduces the risks associated with even faster trains carrying heavier loads. Granted, I don't think North America has positive train control on its entire rail networks. I do recall there was a derailment a while back that could have been prevented for an Amtrak train if positive train control was in place. Even though because they were on tracks that were like owned and operated by the Big Four, like the Union Pacific or the Norfolk Southern or the BNSF, or what's the other one? BNSF, Union Pacific, Norfolk Southern, CSX, that's right. So it was one of those four. Actually, I think that happened twice. Once with the Togo train up in Washington heading up into Canada, and another one on the East Coast when something hit the windshield and must have struck the operator, and then like they basically just had a runaway train. But that's enough of that tangent. I should be able to continue onwards. Small break from train-related stuff. Oh boy. The creativity of some people, I swear. But if it works, it works. Let's see. Sold for scrap. Oh man, that's what makes this curse such a bummer. And it looks like someone put a lot of time and effort into it. Oh, no, wait, that's something else different. Oh, no, never mind. So, yeah, never mind. I take back what I said about scrap. That was just something else entirely. Compressor fault noted in logbook. No faults found. Oh, boy. And it's from Quick Meme, so you know it's about as half-baked as you can get, or deep-fried, or whatever. I don't know. There is no mother different thing about this. I certainly hope so. Otherwise, I am just talking out of my... You know? But anyway, this looks kind of cursed. Not gonna lie. This one's too tiny. We're gonna have to fix that. Oh, it's just these two. I thought these images were associated with these images as part of one single post, but I was mistaken. So let's just take a closer look at this. I think it's just cursed livery, and I think it's just a deep-fried, more compressed version of something we've already seen, so nothing to write home about. But this, though, Tasmanian Rail, that is nuts. With the 1980s industrial design aesthetic for the cab. Like, I don't even think it has enough safety clearance, though, to be honest, in order to be actually safe. Like, I would not want to be operating this thing, at least assuming it would eventually come into a collision at some point. Anyway, today's model is an awesome model from Henry, made by @Trey the Odd One. It looks like it's actually all made from wood, now that I think about it. And one of the axles has been taken out for some reason. Oh boy. And this is just a photoshopped Amtrak locomotive from the 70s or the 80s. Yeah, he has seen some things. He has seen better days. His name is... Let's see. His name is Fat. Yep, that definitely checks out. This must be like one of those 1/4, 1/16 scale locomotives that rich people can afford. More narrow gauge nonsense from Australia. And then there's whatever this is. Practically a train running on top of water. Jesus train for real, though. But I think this is just... I don't know. Is this completely flooded over? Or... Yeah, it must be flooded over. Because these are a bunch of logs that are trying to be sent across the river. But it looks like everything just flooded over so much that they won't be able to send the logs over because the water stage is too high. Yes. Dorime. 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 I don't remember how the rest of it goes. But that's a good image if I ever saw one. The insides of, let's see. The insides of a space train and a Sodor shorts. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Where did it go? Here it is. Sodor short production. Full screen. Huh. What am I looking at? And why is it supposed to be... Oh, that's why it's cursed. They just keep going and going. I'm sorry, you gotta... There needs to be more stuff that I can work with that doesn't... Okay, so maybe some of the images here would be good, but... Oh, the camera, what? Oh boy. Anyway, let's take a look at the Galaxy Express 39's head locomotive based on the C62. We've seen this before, but this one's a lot more cursed because you can hardly see it. And there's a bunch of technical stuff around here. But the way it's set up is that instead of just having a coal bunker, it has a walkway and platform to the cabin. And from the cabin, you're able to go through the firebox. I'm assuming there's a lot larger passage through the firebox than there is in the actual one, the actual C62. And then you just kind of get into this control center that basically is just the heart of the Galaxy Express 39's locomotive, because it's just a giant like quantum supercomputer or some nonsense, some real space age there. Oh, and of course this is what it looks like on the inside. So this is what it looks like fully powered down. This is what it looks like with all the lights on, and this is what it looks like inside the tender, if anyone's curious. I would know, I watched every single episode of the anime. All 113. Okay, maybe that's not true. I missed the second to last one about the Bat Planet. I think that was supposed to be one of the most iconic ones, but I just couldn't stand having to sit through 5 minutes of just complete silence just to watch something on Crunchyroll, and I didn't want to have to pay for the, the subscription. Anyway, that's not how trains work. Yep, that's definitely cursed, but it is a cute little engine, though. But yeah, BP up to some really devious nonsense here again. Did you say about my mother? That's funny. It's a repost, but it's still funny. Let's see, Locomotive Steampunk. Aldeed from ArtStation again. I'm not gonna bother with this. Hey honey, I shrunk the third rail locomotive. The third rail locomotive. Yeah, I feel like I've seen this before, but it's supposed to be a third rail? I thought it was just like, I don't know, a weird battery type locomotive? I don't know. I need to look this up more. Actually, now that I think about it, it looks like it has the foundation of a pantograph up here. But yeah, I'm dead. True. Another inspection vehicle. Let's see, 424 Portuguese narrow gauge engine. Oh yeah, we've seen this one before. This is the one with the drive wheels that aren't on the rails for some reason. Actually, wait a minute. Isn't this technically a monorail? Because this isn't a 424, it's a 222 because of the way the wheels are arranged. Or is it? I don't know. I need to go check. Let's hop back over here. Paste that bad boy in. Portuguese Lamanjat locomotive. I would like to have a cross angle instead of just a side view, please. Thank you. Why do they have to make this so difficult? It's like they literally just did nothing but take photographs of this from the side and nothing else. Like, why would you do such a thing? So let's see. Source, Facebook. I don't want to risk it. I might still be on my personal account. Let's see. December 2019. Where is it used? Here it is. So yeah, that does look like a goofy, looking monorail kind of train, sort of. Oh yeah, it is! Oh my gosh! It's a Portuguese monorail, and you can see the switches right there. There's a single rail, and then the drive wheels just use the road. And for some reason, the road has to be hardened to withstand the weight. Like, oh my gosh, this is even more cursed than I remember it. What the is this? Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, boy. And this is what the map used to look like. Let's try to translate this into English. Torres Vedras station on the Oeste line, or West line, I think it's supposed to mean. Rolling stock. Ooh! Ooh, here's another one! Except it's really small. Okay, that's better. Oh my gosh, it just keeps going, and it doesn't stop going. And it's got these weird carriages, too. Like, I know you have... I know everybody's strapped for cash, but come on. Is this the best that the Portuguese Empire could do? Boy, has she fallen. I'm curious what this is, though. Yeah, I should probably add that to my list as well of cursed trains that I want to submit. An excellent choice. Let's see. A monorail system. Yep. Yep. Here it is. Another picture of the French La Mancha train. So apparently it's not just Portuguese, it's also what appears to be French. And these are some nicer images, actually, now that I think about it. A Lisbon steam tramway test in England, set 1873. Okay, so that isn't in... 16 of these locomotives were delivered in 1872. The locomotives and carriages were built by Sharp Stewart to the specifications of the Lisbon Steam Tramway Company's engineer F.H. Trevithick, grandson of the great Richard Trevithick. Went on to be chief mechanical engineer of the Egyptian State Railways from 1883 to 1912. Oh, man. Yeah, that's going to be a big yikes for me. And this person's like, "Wah!" Yeah, it's just a steam tractor on a single rail. True. This one never gets old. Maybe I should add this as a thumbnail. The tiny little switcher here, like, what? What is this? I don't even. And there's that repost. This is a camouflage locomotive, though it's not doing a very good job of it. I don't even know what this is. So we're going to zoom in. And, oh my gosh, history did repeat itself. And this is from a Google image street view. And I don't know how you do that, but you did that. Like, how on earth did you do that? Like, holy... Oh, man, like, why would you do this? How could you do this? Like, I don't even. And then there's this diesel locomotive mounting atop another one. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. So, gonna copy that one. Gonna be another contender for next week's thumbnail, or the next stream's thumbnail. I think I'm gonna do one on Thursday if I can't get through all of this. The 10th picture, though. Yeah. 128 hours to model this. And it was... I certainly hope you think it was time well served to whoever made this, because it's an atrocity if I've ever seen one. Like, oh no, it's a Shay. It's a Shay locomotive. What the... Dude. That is not cool. It's not just a 3-level, like, 200 messages, you have a stockpile of content, a gold mine. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy. Like, it's enough that it's a broad gauge fantasy locomotive. It's even crazier still that it's this big. But the part that I think that takes the cake, though, is that it's a... What is this? It's Shay. Who would do such a thing? Hey, Dorif Duck, how's it going? We're just hanging out looking at cursed trains because it's Train Tuesday. And this is the most cursed thing I've seen tonight. Or almost the most cursed thing I've seen tonight. It's definitely a contender because this is a broad gauge, hear me out, a broad gauge, super long Shay locomotive. And it's high-speed streamlined, so you know it's gotta go back. I mean, you know it's supposed to hypothetically go fast, but clearly it won't. Like, tell me you know nothing about trains, but everything about art, without saying it. This is the prime example of that. A prime example of what not to do. And I just wish people would just take their degrees and make something useful of it. Norway tram moments. Most or all pictures are from Troldheim, a region in Norway. Anyway, there were some other images I needed to see here, like this tiny little Singer manufacturing company switcher. There's this, which I don't know what this is. Gonna have to go look that one up. And apparently that other image we saw a while ago of that dude who made his own steam locomotive car, well, apparently there's another one from like ages ago. And I just don't understand how people are able to do this. It should be a crime. And this is just a glitch from the panoramic shots taken through Google Street View. I like this. This is good. And let's see. Let's hop back over to fictional fantasy train post. There, we've gone through quite a few of them, actually. But let's just paste this down here. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that. Oh! Side Street Banner, Locomotive Gallery. And then there's the Tim Dunn thingamajig here, and the Sit News. And then there's armored trains from the Russian army. So we're getting a lot of inspiration here, folks. Make no mistake. Because this is where it's at. Let's just stretch this out some more, see if we get any different results. So, let's see here. In the 1960s, Mini Rail Limited built two high-speed, quote-unquote, trains for a proposed minimum gauge passenger railway in Dorset, or narrow gauge they should have called it. They were small, about 2 meters high, yet intended overhead electrical wire pickup. The APT train had gull-wing motors. Oh my gosh, that is nuts. That is completely nuts. And this site says it's not secure. I don't care. The Fair, the Park, and the Little Train by June Allen. Sit News. Locomotive at the Ketchikan City Park, circa 1939. Historic photo courtesy of the Ketchikan Museums. Interesting. History of armored trains. Oh, let me just zoom out here. Before the war, after the war. Can I at least see this in a new tab? Oh my gosh, is that a Garrett? Please don't tell me it's a Garrett. I certainly hope not. No, wait, those are just extra armored cars. Not as cursed as it could be. But this is where it's at. This is where it gets cursed. Like, oh boy. And here's a bunch of little models. Little steam-powered models. Let's see. So, Jervis Bay, resplendent in the sunset on the Author's Railroad. Jervis Bay is a model of a real locomotive that was built in 1942 by the Darjeeling Himalayan Railway at their locomotive works. The prototype was made by cladding one of their ubiquitous Type B engines with modern Art Deco streamlining, which had been all the rage in Europe and America in the late 30s. No one knows why this 040, with a top speed of perhaps 25 miles an hour, was chosen to be streamlined, but apparently there was a desire to modernize the fleet image, or perhaps keep the workforce busy. Oh boy, and this is the 1930s India we're talking about. You know, like when everybody's starving to death because they're trying to actually no, wait. When did the Germans and the Russians invade Poland? I don't remember. Was it 31? Let me see. Oh, it was 39. 1939. Okay, just wanted to check. So yeah, this was probably before then. But still, it's a big yikes from me. Builder, Pete Comley, Nick Fisher, Roundhouse Engineering. And here it is. Here's the... not the best welding work, in my opinion, but I'm sure they could just buff that out. And here's the basic chassis. Underside. The view from the underside, reminiscent of a horseshoe crab. The roundhouse chassis is a tight fit inside the streamlined shell. Interesting. Okay, so maybe that wasn't what I thought it was. But, oh yeah, that's because I'm mixing this up with this. So it's similar, but not exact. I still need to figure out what this is, though. Or rather, excuse me. Where was I? So, I'm just over here. I should be able to figure this out at a future point in time, but I think we need to move on. Assuming that everybody's still here. Which, it looks like I'm still streaming, so that's a good sign. Okay. Let's just bounce back to where I was. Not there. Oh, there. Okay. So. Oh my. Oh gosh, I'm glad I didn't close that. Okay, so, Norway tram moments. Most are all pictures from Trondheim. Oh boy, the circus must be in town. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing this. And that's just a brake van. Oh gosh, that's so tiny. That is so tiny. Wow. And it's narrow gauge too, which makes it even tinier. And then there's whatever this is. Looks like something straight out of a... Is it me, or is this something like straight out of a silent film featuring Laurel and Hardy? I have a strange feeling. And I'm not sure what happened over here, but it looks like it's a mess of some sort. And you can't park that there, of course. Oh no, what are they doing? No! Streetcar, no! Streetcar, no! Why would you do this? And here's the brake van again. For some reason. Why can't we have this? Why can't America have this? I blame GM. The same company that thought it was a good idea to have lead in gasoline. So yeah, this is so tiny and funny looking. Like, what the is this? Okay, so yeah, that's that. And then there's this monstrosity. Why does this remind me of, what's it called? Oh, and it's on 3 rails too. Like, what the were they thinking? Okay, so we got ourselves like this spider-looking locomotive, or actually more like one of those water striders. Just kind of inching itself along like that DJ from Five Nights at Freddy's security breach. And it's just kind of minding its own business, inching along for no apparent reason, carrying a taxi, among other things. Like, there is so much wrong with this picture. And then there's whatever this is. Like, what the is this? Don't tell me this is AI. It's a giant train. It's like 3 stories high again. And I just can't. Okay, yeah, this is definitely one. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. All I know is that it's cursed. It needs to die in a fire. Oh boy, just not. It's no longer Onion Pacific. It's just Onion. I know it's a repost, but I could care less. Oh boy, why aren't the coupling rods connected to the forwardmost driving wheels? Yeah, that is a good question. But we've seen that in real life, so... yeah. Oh, what are with those flanges? It's double flanged pilot wheels. No! No! Root beer, no! No, root beer, no! Oh boy. And we got this little goofy switcher. I think this is, yeah, this is the Guinness narrow gauge locomotive they had. And I think did it fit on 2 gauges at the same time? Like, it had one setup where, like, it would lift the driving wheels from one position so that it would sit on the other tracks. And when it needed to go somewhere else, it would just lower them back down again using steam power. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh, I understand. You have a good one. Good night. But yeah, I think that's what this is. Let's see. Gunther didn't give credit or explain what this even was. Art station. Oh, Transoceanic Express. Full project. Well, the Big Koi Sapphire, a train capable of crossing oceans by underwater viaducts. Half train, half submarine, in gigantic proportions. This convoy is capable of carrying thousands of people from one continent to another. It's not very practical now, is it? Especially when you can just build a tunnel under the ocean. Like, they've already done it under the English Channel. I wouldn't be too surprised if technology advances enough for us to be able to cross, like, the Bering Straits at some point. This one's a repost. Number 401 Inspector. The Stradley transformation of a 240 tank Haley Island locomotive into a small inspection saloon. I present to you the double-decker carriage. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Did I just read? Yeah, that is a good response. But where was the comment from, what were they replying to? As we see here, GP7 male, GP... Oh, yeah. I don't want to read that. Let's see. Sakura Minamoto Zombieland Saga. That's a good reaction. I thought steel cars were supposed to be safe. What is going on here? Like, this would never happen with American rail cars. Oh no, that's the locomotive that was completely caved in. What? Oh my gosh, that's even worse. Oh, and there's the aftermath again. And this is just a different image, but okay, now this one's just ridiculous because of how small it is. And this is a repost, maybe. It looks similar to something we've seen before. Almost uncannily similar. Okay, so this is just another train jumping on top of another one. The rail car's telescoped over here a little bit. And just hoping that the engineers and the other locomotive were safe. But I suspect not. Ooh, the Oigawa Railway. We got ourselves the C11 or C12 Thomas the Tank Engine version. I like the Oigawa Railway, even though I stuck it in my thumbnail. I still think this is kind of novel looking, and it's an acquired taste. What? This has to be Photoshop, right? This can't be real. Totally can't be real. Ain't no way. Ain't no flippin' way. Let's just slap this hyperlink down here. And it looks like they made it an N scale for some reason. From a respectable manufacturer, no less. Kato's really good with those things. Virtual Railfan Lounge. MTH. Lionel Legacy Santa Fe Gold Bonnet. MTH Gold Bonnet. I want to see, like, actual images of it that aren't achromatic. Or whatever. Because, like, this is all the same image over and over again. There has to be more images of this thing, right? Yeah, it definitely checks out. Definitely checks out. Just wear body armor, you should be fine. Passenger U-boats, what? What is this? Oh. Oh no. I feel like I've seen this one before, but it's still shocking. Anyway. That's enough sidetrack nonsense. Moving on. Bicycle train, bicycle train, bicycle train. And it's super big too, so... Double flanged as well, and the perspective is completely wrong. Oh, yeah, I think we saw this earlier in a previous stream. And it wasn't just in a previous stream, no less. Like, we saw a whole video of it. This is in Australia, and it's just completely bonkers. I swear, I don't know what they're doing over there, but I think being exposed to in environments where literally every animal could possibly kill you just kind of rots your brain a bit in some ways, or just distorts it. This weird camel. Yep, that's definitely a weird camel. Looks like an aristocrat locomotive that's been chopped up and completely reworked from scratch. Because I can see this clearly used to be one. I can only imagine, because I've seen so many of them. Semi-train. Yeah. That one duck. This looks like This is blurst. That's all I can say. Looks like it's a gas mechanical narrow gauge locomotive, and it's chain powered, so, and it's got a little brake handle here maybe, and a steel chair that's mounted to the frame. I swear, some of this stuff is just so fascinating. And let's see, cursed roadblocks train shenanigans. Yeah, I would definitely think so, because I don't know what's going on. Is that the Roblox version of the boy kisser wearing a suit? You know that cat from the boy kisser meme from like a few weeks back, if not a few years ago? I swear I have lost track of all time. Next station is Khalifa. And our that acceleration though, max speed is completely nuts. I'm surprised the air friction didn't cause the entire thing to combust. Let's look at this a bit closer again. So the max speed is, let's see, so yeah, this is 1,000, this is 100,000, this is million, this is billion, this is trillion. So 1,000,001 miles with an acceleration of, I don't know what that is, and a braking speed of that, and a direction of 1. Oh gosh, yeah, if you were going that fast under typical atmospheric pressure, you'd be going so fast that the friction between the air particles and the vehicle and everybody in it would spontaneously combust. Yes, instant braking speed too. Yeah. Oh boy, what did they do? What did they do to the Blue Comet? Max speed 124 miles an hour. Braking 2, acceleration near infinite. Yeah, speed, well beyond the speed of sound. Like, we're talking maybe even faster than the light at this rate, now that I think about it, because light is like 300,000. No, wait, I have to do the math. No, it's not light speed yet, but it's definitely several times faster than Mach 1. Probably even faster than Mach 20. If not exponentially more so. Oh boy. Oh boy. What is this? Is this a promotion for Breast Cancer Awareness Month? Something of the North. The first aid kit. 1023. Roy Hill. I have many questions. And I think I have answers. So yeah, let's just bounce back here. Paste. Search. We need a pink Barbie train. It's time. Red dirt, blue skies, pink trains. Maybe this'll help. Gina Reinhardt christens new Roy Hill locomotives in support of breast cancer care and research. Circa 2018. How come nobody told me about this? Why am I only learning about this now? Oh no! That's even more cursed. That's one of those large mining dump trucks. And it's also painted in that livery. Oh no. What the Oh man. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. But I do want to see the title. Yeah. I'll have to blur that out. I wish they wouldn't have put that next to the news section that I was just looking at. Like, if I wanted to look at something serious, I would have looked at something serious. Anyway, let's just close that out. Oh boy, is AI added again, or is this no, this is a repost. Not one of these again. Another theme park train. And then there's whatever this is. The crazy monorail train. Monorail submersible, no less. It's only cursed because what the is the caravan from Top Gear doing in Sodor? Anyway, cursed trains I found on Pinterest. Some of these probably have been posted before. No, I don't think this one's been posted before. And if it has, I don't remember it very fondly. This one, though, I think is familiar. And this, I think this is supposed to be the top of a axle load or bogie to the Wuppertal Schwebebahn, the German steel rail monorail system from the 1800s. Let's see. You have questions. You don't want answers to cursed. I have answers. You don't want answers to... What? What? I'm confused. And then there's this one again. And this one again. This one, though, I don't think I've seen this one. The vertical boiler steamer. And yeah, we saw this one. And I think we've seen this one, but it's still kind of cute looking. Oh, this Model T, though. And I think we've seen this one before. More logging rail shenanigans. But yeah, this is the life of luxury here. Okay. Like, I wouldn't want, if I was to ride in style and I had to live in this and I had to live in something like this for the rest of my life, I'd be fine. And then we got this even tinier locomotive. That's okay. That's okay. I understand. It happens. Now, this is just all sorts of yikes. Because vertical boilers are so antiquated these days. They were antiquated probably when that was made. And this is another inspection vehicle. I personally like it, so it's blurst, in my opinion. Got ourselves another converted vehicle for rail inspection. Here's that other train, and here's the Singer train, and here's that other one I like. Let's see, taking cabless engine to the next level. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no, what did they do? What happened here? Oh right. Yeah, I think we've seen this one before, but it's still cursed. Still cursed. An AI makes some art that I made to test if it will replace me. Left I made, right is AI. Okay, so this is presumably Roblox. And that's a really tall cab for that locomotive. Are they supposed to be narrow gauge? Because this looks... Oh, yeah, the tall cab here. So these are all narrow gauge locomotives. It looks a little bit nicer, but it also looks a little worse. I don't know how you do that. Oh, no. Psst. Yeah, the lighting is nice, and the surfaces as well. He's got to whisper a secret over to our little friend over in the Deutschbahn Railway. And I think those are actually steel ties, which is interesting, truly novel. Well, maybe not too novel, but it's certainly a lot better than using creosote-laden ties, because that actually, I think that counts as hazardous waste, even though it's still allowed in a landfill for some reason. I'm just going off of memory at this point. Okay, oh no, wait, I take that back. They're hazardous waste, therefore they can't go into landfills, at least in California. And it's frustrating because some people make planters out of them, and then when they're done with them, they don't know what to do with them. Or they use it to make stuff in their yard or whatever. But yeah, got regular ties here, and an electric locomotive here, and we got our diesel buddy here who somehow jumped the tracks, and it's got this nice triangular configuration. Is it me, or is this track specifically designed so that it's just prefabricated? You can just take it out somewhere, and you can just lay it down and just kind of bend it to the shape you want. Kind of like custom rails for model train sets with the custom radius curves that use stretchy railroad ties. You know what I mean? Anyway, maybe that's just me. This actually might be a good image. I don't know. Moving on. PCC streetcar with an advertisement for a car. I think we've seen something like that before. So, dude transforms into a car. Oh boy. Now this is blurst, in my opinion. Blurst because of the concept, but it's cursed. Blessed because it's cute, but cursed because the perspective is wrong over here. It looks like the rear bogie is just not aligned with the tracks. Yeah, battleship train, battleship train, battleship train. Let's see. Can't escape it no matter what railroad-based Discord, I can't escape it. From the 16th. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, I think this is just curse livery, if I'm not mistaken. Either that, or maybe the entire thing's a mess, because it's a 442 Atlantic locomotive. Oh no, what is going on here? Oh no. This can't be real, can it? Gotta stop going back to Google Images. Just gonna paste it here. Yeah, this has to be fake. It has to be fake. Like, nobody would model this, would they? Would they? If it'll even load. Moving on. Oh no, what's this? The Hell train from TF2 would be a good fit here, especially considering the wheel arrangement for both locomotives is 420, the driving wheel being way too small for the size of these engines. Oh gosh. How on earth are you supposed to, fight on this thing? How big are these locomotives? Like, the fact that the bridge is this size suggests that it's probably really huge. Like, we're talking the size of a building here, so... Art station. Soviet unmanned steam train. Lyra Omiev. Okay, yeah, I have to admit, this is definitely blurst. I'd make it in my spare time if I could. Oh, not this one again. Dumb repost. Oh boy. Why, hello there. I have many questions. This is just a heavy rail crossing by a streetcar. I'm very interested and keen onto how this works, because wouldn't the heavier train have the right of way? And wouldn't the signals reflect that? So why is it just like parked here? Just kind of waiting for the streetcar to go through. I think something is wrong with my copy of Thomas and the Magic Railroad. You think? Oh boy. And it's another goofy locomotive that's been photoshopped with a front knuckle coupler despite being British, so he's train of thought's gotta have to drink for that too. Deleted user says just die. More cursed trains I found. Part 27. You thought I ran out of cursedness? Okay, I think I might have did. Or I could have just said might have done. Oh no, it's an outside frame, super narrow gauge locomotive. And it looks like you can't even get to the stuff on the tender. So I don't know how any of that works. And this is all sorts of cursed, but I still like it anyway. And this is just a photographer just sitting atop a crossing gate semaphore, and there's another camera over here. I'll just zoom in to make it easier. So yeah, movie camera here, regular camera here with super big lens of some sort. Not technically a cursed train, but still. Oh, here's a different angle of that locomotive from earlier that goes up and down that steep slope from earlier. And here it is from a different angle that we're familiar with. Oh no. Oh no, what is this? What is this inspection car / maintenance vehicle? Like, what the is this? And the wheels are solid too, so you're not saving on weight. And then there's whatever this is. What did they do to Thomas? They gave him a face transplant. Oh boy. Train. Yeah, that definitely checks out. I like big trains, and I cannot lie. Shop online at trainworld.com. Shameless plug is a shameless plug, but I'll allow it. And this is a repost, and that's that. Cursed art station nonsense. Oh, yeah, we've seen this one. I don't think we've seen this one, though. It looks like a tin plate toy train. If they actually, like, mix tin plates with some of the more die-cast era stuff. Curious. Oh no, what is this? Like, what is this monstrosity? And it's got booster trucks too. Take a look at this nonsense. Okay, so it's a 4844 locomotive with an extra booster truck here, I think. Or at least I imagine it would be. No, it's not a booster truck. Never mind. But it's still completely nuts. And why are these all separate bogies here? They don't need to be separate truck bogies, whatever, to navigate turns, unless they really need to, and it looks like everything else around here would suggest otherwise. And it's got pistons even though it's a turbine locomotive. Oh, that's okay. Don't worry about it. I got you covered. For the both of us. Oh, nope. I missed it. Okay. This looks like the first thing I'd probably make in Blender. Not gonna lie. It's got a super tiny tender. It looks very ambitious, but it's also kind of small. And the proportions are all wrong. And this is British Railways of 264 locomotive. Oh, this is so tiny. Honey, I shrunk the locomotive. And then there's this monstrosity. Because apparently having pistons wasn't enough. It also needs to have these weird V-engine stuff and some weird jet engines in the back too. And on top of that, it doesn't even look like it's supposed to go on rails. Like it's actually supposed to be a car. Like, what the internet? And then they did my boy dirty for the Dreyfus Hudson with a number that's way too long, a boiler that's too short, pilot wheels that are too separated apart, and this terrible, goofy-looking valve gear system. And then they got drive rods back here, too. Like, when are they gonna stop? And it looks like there's extra pistons on the side. Like, I'm dead. And there's this Genesis locomotive. It's a tank engine, side tank engine, no less. 282. It doesn't look terrible, but it's not great. Let's just leave it at that. Knowing all the normal K4 appearances are and seeing this, it hurts to look at. Yeah, something about this just looks fundamentally wrong. I just can't put my finger on it. Maybe we could get a reference. Hey Ramon, welcome to the stream. We're looking at cursed trains because it's Train Tuesday. And what is this monstrosity? What is this? And there's only one lantern here, and it's hardly going to do anything. Yeah, it's a cursed K4, apparently. And there's a bunch of axles here, more than is probably necessary. And I don't know what kind of lignite they were smoking when they made this. Oh boy, this looks like something that actually happened because we've seen so many tractor conversions or truck conversions. Yeah, 1:40 a.m. Oh, yeah. I understand. Don't worry about it. The stream will be here tomorrow. Yeah, I totally understand. I need to be more mindful of everybody on the East Coast when I'm live streaming, but I also have to be mindful of people on the West Coast too, because they need to get their homework done or their work done. Oh man, what did they do to my boy? They ended his life. You're welcome. Always a pleasure. More AI trains. Bottom left one looks more like an American Pioneer tank. Yeah, I can imagine it. But these images are so tiny. So, I guess we'll just have to open new tabs. New tab. New tab. New tab. New tab. New tab. New tab. Okay, so I don't even know what the AI was thinking about this. And obviously the AI does not have any understanding of what perspective is and how things that are further away are supposed to look smaller. And this just looks ominous. There's this steamer, which, I don't know, if you squint it, it looks okay, but it's not. And another one, and for some reason the smoke looks like it's one of those, like, weird blades of grass just whipping in the wind. I don't know why. And the wheels don't look complete on this one. This one's definitely cursed as well, but not sure if it's anything to write home about. There's this one again, which is kind of familiar. There's a floating whistle up here for some reason. And a giant wheel where there shouldn't be. Though I am curious to see what it would have been like if they had a locomotive of this proportions with a large central drive wheel and this kind of design. And here's another one, but it looks like the smoke is all messed up and the locomotive itself as well. And I think that's the same one as before. Anyway, so ooh, let's see. All Trains in the Galaxy Express 39 TV show. Picture book. YouTube, don't worry, music isn't copyright, so you're good. If you say so. But I'm probably not going to show it anyway. So 444. Oh yeah, I think this is a repost from earlier. But I'm curious what passenger cars they used for this setup. Because I don't think there was a lot of airtime for the 444. But they did some decent modifications because they've got a medical car. They got a buffet car with a glass roof as well. We got ourselves battle car with black hole cannons, presumably. And booster power car. And this is all N scale, so there was a lot of dedication and meticulous work that went into this. Ooh, and realistic wheel slip too. Impressive. I feel like I've seen this YouTuber before, but I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. No, wait, maybe I've seen them like a few weeks ago, because this looks very familiar. This looks very familiar. What I hate about the N-scale Bachmann 440s, though, that this is probably based on, is that there's no nuance in speed. It's either on or it's off. And I have found out the hard way, because as a small kid, I tried to make it do realistic slow movements for starting and stopping, and I think I burned the motor out. Unfortunately. And I got a second one when I was older, like a few years ago, and I tried to do the same thing, thinking that it just needed to be worked in, and I broke that one too. Oh boy. Oh boy. Luckily these things are like cheap as garbage, and they're pretty disposable too. I think if I want realistic motion, I'm just gonna have to get like my own custom 5-pole motor and a gear, use my gear puller to rip out the worm gear. No, wait, it's not a worm gear that it uses, it's a coupling mechanism. So I just use a gear puller to take the thingamajig out. And this here is a cursed image because it's all horsepower. Oops, all horsepower. Bedford Nordstrand Avenue. What's so cursed about this? Yeah. Now, if this was a Nokia phone, this would be perfect, because this is supposed to be an image of one of those devices you use to keep trains from rolling away when you're on a hillside or in the event of an earthquake and that sort of thing. So yeah, you just slap one of these bad boys under here, but they had to phone it in today, I guess, because they just stuck their phone there instead. No pun intended, of course, but you know. You had one job. Oh boy. There's something in Youngstown Railway. Gosh dang it. What is this? What is this? They just photoshopped a bunch of stuff from Roblox onto the roller coaster. Bachmann, Toby, the big express engine. Express engine, pardon me? It is by no means an express engine. I don't know what they're doing over at Bachmann. I like this one. It's a classic, I think. Oh no, what happened to this bridge? I've never seen a steel bridge quit like this. That's gonna be a big fat yikes for me. And maybe some internal screaming as well. And this is just a curse derailment. Pretty mundane stuff these days. Anyway, moving on. I think this is a Photoshop delivery of one of the British class something locomotives, or powered cars, I should say, because it's part of a whole train set. And it's just Photoshop to say the Gobierno de Mexico. Yeah, I would think that they'd stick a Nokia phone under the wheel to keep it in place, because I don't think your standard run-of-the-mill smartphone is going to do it. Let's see. This is a speeder, iconic, classic rail inspection vehicle and rail maintenance transportation vehicle. Random train pictures with something. Please work. And this is from the Up Cars Twitter. Ducks out of context. This is blurst. Hopefully he just doesn't poop inside, because I swear, I live not too far from where the geese live. The Canada geese just poop everywhere, and there's no escaping it. You will step on it whether you want to or not. And this is a Z-scale locomotive fitting inside of a walnut. Kind of blurst. And this is a streetcar that's on fire, which, yeah, that's a big yikes for me. And there's even more pictures of random pictures with trains in them. And this is a whole train that just capsized. Just completely flipped over and fell asleep. Like, full-blown comatose knockouts, or concussion knockouts. But in actuality, though, I think this was knocked over by a tornado. But yeah, super cursed. Oh, this must be the animation about the hole. I'm not sure if anybody saw the YouTube video about the hole, but this must be animated.
Right, I've cleaned out my shed. Now where am I going to dump all this? Just throw it in the hole. What hole? Moly holy! Where did that come from? The Bat Controller stopped taking his pills and went looking for the underground mole people. Oh, I'm guessing he didn't find them. No, but he found a hole. He dug a hole and found a hole. How's that work? Search me, but he fell into the hole. Which hole? The first hole or the second hole? Yes. Shouldn't we call the fire and rescue service or something? I already did. Mickey and Derek showed up with a bunch of cranes, workmen, the whole shebang. Where are they now? They fell in the hole. Shouldn't we help get them out? Some of the lads already tried using Gordon's tow cable. And they fell in the hole. What the? How deep is it? I don't know, but Percy volunteered to find out. Why? Well, in his own words, I love exploring new holes. When did he go in? About 3 days ago. 3 freaking days ago? Are we even sure it's a hole at this point? What if it's a portal to another dimension? Now you're just being silly. Bruh, why are you so calm about this? I'm more worried about Eric's new sandwich. What sandwich? Hey guys, want to try my LGBTQ plus sandwich? Wait, what?
Oh boy. Oh boy. But, okay, so it wasn't word for word the comedy skit about the hole. I think it was by... I can't remember who did it. I really want to look and find out. Let's see. Community tab. But there's been several reiterations of the hole. Oh, it is from Tom Ska. But yeah, long story short, there's a skit about a hole. And everything falls in the hole. And there's supposed to be an interdimensional monster in the hole too. Okay, so, moving on. Let's see what Franz is up to. More art station nonsense that I can't see unless I want to have to keep working on censoring stuff. Let's see, Des Moines Heavy Class Cruiser. Oh boy, what is this mess? I've never seen a car go splat like that before. A Depression era Lionel tinplate trains, but it's cursed because it has a ghost face. Oh boy. Imagine if you don't pay your Amtrak ticket and you see this on the track parallel to you. Oh boy. Oh boy. Where are we dropping, boys? Let's get it. And it's got police in reverse so that when you see it in a rear view mirror, you can actually see what they're up to. But wait, why does it say police if it's basically a fire truck, isn't it? And it's got like, isn't this a fire hose in the front or is it something else? I don't know. It's cursed. Definitely cursed. But yeah, normally the conductors take care of tickets, and when someone doesn't pay, they just detain. This is a classic Photoshop from a while ago. This is a Photoshop also from a while ago. And I think this one too. And this one's also another one. Oh boy, you wake up at 3 a.m. and see him. Yeah, I think I'd definitely have nightmares if I saw something like this. Let's see. Ooh, someone's posting something new. Let's see. Long Horse Industrial Revolution. Oh, and this is that weird monorail locomotive and a train behind it from that one weird railway. And it looks like there's a video. I didn't think there'd be any surviving video of this. Steam monorail, the unique monologo from 13 years ago. Tucked away in the Welsh Slate Quarry, is the only working steam monorail locomotive in the world. Built century Millerites on an island in the middle of the River Thames. In the River Thames. The video was taken 2010, and the weather was typical of Snowdonia. Wet, misty, windy, and cold. Owner has about 115 air, petrol, and diesel monorail locos and approximately 2 miles of track and storage. As you can see, the demonstration track is very constricted by the space currently available. I could imagine. Oh man, I just dirtied up my slipper. But yeah, that's a big yikes. But yeah, I don't want to take this dude's whole video, so we're just gonna get some quick snippets. Oh yeah, that looks really unstable. That looks very unstable. And I think I got sticky keys too. Okay, so let's see. Let's see it pull something, actually, if we can help it. Clearly, there's got to be more than this around here, but I guess not. There's a bunch of other weird stuff on the other tracks as well. Like, we've got some tipping cars, some tipping monorail cars as well. And some other crazy stuff, like, I don't even. Okay, that's a little too loud. And I think that's enough of that video, so. Let's see what Pensy fan. Oh no. Oh no. What do they do? This is so cursed. Oh no. Are these supposed to be trucks that have been converted? I have a feeling they are, because these wheels are just for show. Oh boy. On the Siberian narrow gauge railway, a maintenance train was heading down the line, and since it was light, miraculously managed to stop without hitting a tractor sitting on the rails. This is a photo of one of the crew took of the tractor looking at their train. Please make this a meme. Yeah, that's actually impressive that they were able to see the lights. I don't know how someone on a tractor could make such a mistake. Like, they're literally crossing anywhere but the crossing gates. Like, how do you mess up that bad? I know Idiots in Cars is a very noteworthy subreddit. Oh no. The swinging bridge of the Little River Railroad and Lumber Company. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is what happens when you cut too many trees down. You get erosion and then a landslide. But actually it looks like, I'm not entirely sure what to make of this. Was it just the bridge collapsed, or was there a landslide, or was... No, it couldn't be a landslide. There's still trees over here. But a story for another day. Train to Alcatraz Island Penitentiary. Yeah, this... I would know. I've been to the Alcatraz Museum on site, and they had images like this. They'd ferry them in using trains, and the trains would basically transport loads of prisoners to Alcatraz. And I think Al Capone was sent there on trains like these. But they just don't do that anymore, of course. Anyway, Scandinavian Railroading 101, Part 2. This is exploded boiler. I'm just hoping everyone was safe, but I highly doubt it. And here's another image from another angle. Oh dear. Definitely cursed. Oh, nope, nope. No. No. Bad web browser. Oh boy. I just don't understand. Why does this keep happening? Why does this keep happening? And this is super tiny, but it is a locomotive whose tender has fallen into the turntable well again, which means train of thought has to drink. And this looks familiar, or at least it's a familiar scene. There's this train wreck, which I'm not going to bother with. There's this train wreck. Is this a 040 Koppel locomotive? I'm curious. And then there's a crash on this side. There's a crash on this side. I don't know how all of this mess happens, but there's another locomotive over here that's just like probably picking up people or whatever. This one, though, I will zoom in on, just because it looks like he's looking down. Hashtag pareidolia. Oh boy, not this again. No, wait, this looks a bit different from stuff we've seen before. Vaguely. Keyword being vaguely. And there's a truck in that gondola car. And this is just a pretty low, short, squat locomotive. Nothing wrong here. It's blurst. And I feel like this is something we've seen before, vaguely, and it's cursed in its own right. But it's too grainy to make any sense of it. Now this is cursed. Like, what the is this? Oh boy. And this is even worse. Like, what? What is this thing? I don't even. And then there's whatever this is. Do you just hop in and just roll out? I don't know. It's like a gas mechanical switcher, and it's like the smallest I've seen. Okay, no, I take that back. Here's another angle of a similar locomotive. And this is probably one of the earlier prototypes. And this is just more redneck engineering. Let's see. More stuff from ArtStation. Not gonna look at it. I love TF2. Also TF2. Yeah, this must be from the Halloween stuff. They just converted one of the existing locomotive textures or models, and they just made this. But yeah, cursed in the spooky Halloween sense. Spooky, scary skeletons kind of way. More cursed trains I found. Part 30. The 1979 Galaxy Express 39 trains. Fourth picture is my version of the Galaxy Express fleet. So yeah, this is concept art in a picture book. Pretty neutral. There's actually a lot more weapons here than I thought there'd be. Like, there's a cannon on this one, there's a cannon on this one, down here, and another cannon on the 444, and so on, and so on, and so forth. And here's the whole image. Completely unadulterated. And this is, oh yeah, gotta go to the zoom down here. This is a fully dedicated weaponized car. Its sole purpose is basically to defend the Galaxy Express 39 as an auxiliary car equipped with black hole cannons. And yeah, it was only used a certain portion of the way through the trip between Earth and the what's it called? It's the I can't remember what it was called. Was it Planet Mildar or something? I can't remember. It'll come to me eventually. Like Heavy Meldar. Actually, no, I think that was probably the one before the planet that's actually supposed to be the capital of the Machine Empire. But yeah, pretty rudimentary. I'll let Neptunia V2 keep cooking because it's too early to make any assessments or judgments. The tiny little New York Elevated Railroad. Oh, don't worry about it. It's totally fine. I just appreciate when people come to the stream. We're just looking at cursed trains because it's Train Tuesday. And we are looking at one of the locomotives that was on the New York Elevated Railroad back when that was a thing. Is it still a thing? I have to go check. There are some viaducts left over that are used by the subway system above ground. But there used to be a vast network, I think, of elevated trains to cut around traffic on the ground. 6th Avenue Metropolitan Elevated at first adopted dummy engines, but very soon found machines like this one better suited to its needs. The 36, later 236, was built by Grant in 1879. Oh, that's good to hear. I need to do that too. And this is an inspection vehicle, which I assume is also on that railway. And this one, this is cursed. Definitely cursed. And Lehigh Valley, this one's another inspection vehicle, or locomotive. And this custom cab forward locomotive. Please delete this. I'm kidding, don't delete this. I think it's original and it's cute, but anyway. Oh no, what is this? What on earth is this? All sorts of things are wrong about this, from the tiny funnel to the outer frame for the drive wheels and the slanted pistons and the slopes roof that's like really short. I feel like it's supposed to be some sort of a mine train, but you really shouldn't have stuff burning underground where there's no ventilation or very poor ventilation. Oh no. Oh no. This is gonna be the worst. Oh man. Like, I've never seen such a monstrosity before, and I've seen my fair share of inspection vehicles. This isn't a cursed train. But this is. And this is even more cursed. This looks like it was supposed to be for the London Underground, if that profile is any indication. Oh boy. And then there's this coaling station of some sort. That's kind of cursed. Also cursed not just because of its weird architecture that's kind of phallic, but also because of probably just the way it gets loads and unloads coal. Oh no. Oh no, it just keeps happening. The madness doesn't stop. But there's no getting off this crazy train at this point. Oh boy, it's another cursed one. And it's got a side cab instead of a front cab. No, wait, I take that back. But it's still cursed. And this, I'm not sure if anybody knows what this is. This is an experimental rail track. This track is used for testing rocket engines. So, in order to avoid stuff from like flying into the air and hitting the ground and hurting somebody, instead of having to worry about like building giant shelters that could withstand being accosted by a crashing rocket, they have these large, long, straight networks of tracks, or at least this used to be part of one, and basically they just load it up on this little sled here that grips around the rails so it doesn't fall off. They strap a bunch of rocket engines to it, and then they just send it off into a wall or an embankment or anything that'll just basically absorb the shock. I think they used them on Mythbusters at one point. I would trade rooms, but I should be careful what I wish for. Now this looks like a narrow gauge Shay locomotive, if I ever saw one. A B class, no less. Does it even have a tender? I'm not sure he even has a tender. Does this count as a tender? It's more like a brake van, if anything. But it's cute. It's narrow gauge. Can't knock it. It's kind of blurred. Not truly cursed. Let's see. Where did I leave off? Oh, yeah, that was the last one. Okay. Okay. Locomotive Mark Seguin. The big fan is driven by the movement of the wheels on the tender through a belt. The fans push air into the firebox. This was an attempt to increase the temperature of the fire to gain more thermal efficiency. One fan for each direction of travel. Wait, why would you need it for... Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. How long have I been streaming? 3 hours, 33 minutes. Okay. Just send this back. I didn't mean to shrink that. Let's bring that back out again. Let's see. Okay. There and there. Okay. Okay, so I kind of get it. Though I think... yeah, I can still watch the stream. Okay. Don't you have school tomorrow, though? I really don't want to get in the way of your ability to sleep. So yeah, here it is from a different angle. Here's a full replica of the locomotive with billows and everything. Is your mom okay with that? New Cross shed after severe gales of October 30th, 1863, when the whole place blew down. Oh no, that is cursed. The derailed locomotive is Sharp Stewart, long boiler 240, number 111. One man lost their life and several were injured. The brick walls were 14 inches thick, and the roof supported by strengthening piers every 21 feet, but the exceptional wind lifted the roof, which then collapsed and demolished the brickwork. Oh my gosh. And then there's whatever this is. I think it's just a third rail locomotive in the UK. Oh no, what is this? Oh, me. Not one of these little monstrosities again. Oh, nope, 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 nope. Come back. Come back. Okay. Okay, and then there's the steam tractor locomotive, which nothing to write home about. But this, though, this is going to be a big yikes for me. How is this even supposed to work? Because it looks like all those rail cars are just kind of sitting up there in storage. How are they going to get them all down? Like, what am I supposed to make of this? I'm going to have to go look this up later. And here's just a rough proof of concept from a deep fried image from 1833 of a steam locomotive of some sort with the pistons up here, which translates the motion in the opposite direction in order to drive the wheels that make up the rear axle. Okay. Oh boy, it's that weird, goofy eye looking locomotive again from I can't remember. Is that one of those locomotives that works on the road and the rail as well? I don't know. And then there's whatever this is. Definitely succumb to budget cuts, I can see. "I'm hero," said the engine, "and I will topple over if I wasn't for my tender." I mean, if it wasn't for the tender. Yep, that definitely checks out. This is probably from an art installation that was in a previous stream ages ago. And I can't remember all the details, but I know with some degree of certainty that it's cursed. Just completely cursed. And this one's a repost, but it's super tiny. Also a repost, maybe, of the same thing. I don't know how a train lost. Like, what is going on here? I can't imagine. And then there's this disaster. And this one. No, I don't need to eat anything. I'm fully sated. Ooh, a landslide, I think. Maybe? I don't know. And then there's just this giant cluster over here. Just an entire Union Pacific train that's unfortunately met a premature demise. Hopefully it was salvaged and they were able to get the locomotives and the rail cars back into operation. But yeah, this stuff happens sometimes. It's just outside of our control. Not falling into a turntable, but it's still jutting out of a roundhouse. So, A for effort. What do you mean it's not good for my health? I'm not supposed to eat at night. That's bad for you. Like, I've already had a decent dinner that'll help me last the night. And I'm supposed to be intermittent fasting anyway, right? Getting at least 8 hours where I'm not eating something so that the body's able to repair itself and perform other stuff like autophagy. But yeah, I think this image was from a famous train collision at a county fair. They just took two locomotives that were set for scrap, and they just sent them full blast, full speed ahead, towards each other head on, and it was a good show, but oh no, I ate dinner, don't worry. I had that ages ago. But yeah, it was like 1913. I think Quixer, QXIR, made a video about it, and apparently there was like I think there were some injuries unintentionally, though. which is kind of strange because often those kinds of things don't happen. But I don't know. Load cage of 13 feet. Oh gosh, this is cursed. Stuffed, mounted, and wrapped in canvas. Not shown. So that's how they send taxidermy to the museum back then. Yeah, that's going to be a big yikes for me. But for some reason I thought the giraffe was alive. And they just thought this was a good idea, but it was clearly not, because this is not how any of this works. But fortunately, it's just taxidermy, so no harm, no foul. No animals were harmed in the making of that concept art because it's just a drawing and because the giraffe was already dead. Let's see, more AI art images. This looks like something straight out of Bedrock. Yeah, going hamburger. And we got ourselves another cursed train. And another cursed train. Why do they all look like they're made from rocks and wood? And this one too. And then there's whatever this is. It's going to be in my nightmares. And at least they tried. The AI at least tried with this one. But I still feel like it's kind of... It's in a position where it shouldn't quit its day job. And here's another locomotive and narrow gauge train consist, which for some reason over here the rail just kind of disconnects for no reason. Oh, and the perspective is all wrong too. Like the tracks go here and it's like pew, and the wheels are over there like pew, and I'm just like, what the is this? But I don't know, maybe artificial intelligence is getting a little bit better. Maybe we should just let artificial intelligence just work on figure drawing. Going for the piston cup, yeah. But yeah, maybe we should focus on just letting AI work on organic shapes instead of inorganic shapes for now. Because then you get this kind of going on, like, what is this? What is this? Like, I don't even... Yeah, 4 viewers at like 12 a.m. I don't even... I wanted to stream sooner, but it kind of fell through the cracks because I'm dumb. Hence the post-it note. So, I was taking a look at this. Looks like it was supposed to be a steam locomotive. It's a steam trolley that's just making its way down the pier. Or whatever. And what is wrong with the tracks here? Bro. Oh, yeah, I totally understand. But yeah, that wraps that up. Confused screaming. That is an adequate response. And this is a cursed little engine. A cursed little gremlin. He wouldn't hurt a fly, but he's still cursed as, all. Good to see you. Well, I'm glad you think that, because my brother got into all sorts of trouble when he tried to do homework in front of the TV set. You know? Like, his grades went down the pooper, and he was getting an earful from Dad back in the day. Yeah, broken pull-2 trucks. Oh yeah, that's a big yikes from me. Oh, nope. Don't close on me. But yeah, this is a cursed engine if I ever saw one. I don't even know what to make of this. Looks pretty mundane. Maybe a little bit more streamlined and futuristic. Because, like, they added, like, more shapes to it to create that, like, PS1 polygonal vibe for the locomotive on the top. This one's a post from earlier. This has 2 smokestacks for some reason. Yeah, I totally understand. It's just I have a brain that just can only do one thing at a time. And I just need to admit that at some point. I think this is a repost. And this is novelly cursed. Definitely cursed. Like, I've never seen a tenor this fully covered like that. The dude just, like, walks in one side and just shovels coal into the other side. SD60E. Yeah, that's good. That's good. But it's not. Oh yeah, it's Markiplier. Yeah, that's good. That's good. This cursed train. Yeah, that's definitely a cursed train. It's still cutesy though, so I guess it's blurs. And then there's whatever this monstrosity is. This Photoshop mess. This terrible little. Because the last I checked, it's not supposed to be like this. But if it was, maybe it'd be a slight improvement, maybe? Oh boy. Oh boy. More cursed trains I found. Part 31, my own Galaxy Railway train designs and concepts. Curious. Let's see. Orion, the Capella, the Inner Galaxy, the Outer Galaxy, the Magellan, the 777 isn't supposed to be the mystery train. It's supposed to be the train of destiny. Oh, no, wait, those are supposed to be airships. I don't know. I don't know. Exam Part 1, Wednesday, January 25th. Part 2, Wednesday, February 1st. And I guess you could call the Galaxy Express the Andromeda line because it goes from Earth all the way to Andromeda. Not sure what kinds of drive wheels those are. Steam, electric, something, something. I don't know, maybe they should have taken scans of these images. 509, 840. They draw wheels like I used to as a kid. Oh man. Oh boy. Is it me, or is that just something that all kids do? Or is that something that just people on the spectrum like me do? I don't know. Super articulate. Galaxy Railways. Pantograph's kind of wrong. Wait, wasn't Mattel supposed to be spelled with two T's? I guess not. Okay, moving on. The mass transit system in the middle of the highway, with streetcars attached together to make long consists? Is it even called MRT at this point? Because it looks like a streetcar line, or is it just me? Lol. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, this is a nightmare. This is a complete and total nightmare. Like, who would want to live like this with 4 different lanes of traffic in each direction? Oh gosh, and I thought America's planning was terrible. Like, dang, those streets should belong to the people. It should not belong to the cars that they drive. Especially when there's such a dedicated right-of-way straight down the middle. Like, it's such a waste. Such a waste. And so many carbon emissions. It's like, dude, the traffic is so packed. Why don't they just get a freaking clue? Like, gosh dang. If the traffic was that packed, I'd never own a car. In fact, I hate owning a car. I hate that I have to live in a town where the only way to get around conveniently is in a car. I think this is a repost. LMS 10-wheeler. Oh, nice, I've been featured, lol. Oh, it looks like we've hit the end. Curious. Why don't they see my stream? They should not be reporting me like this. Like, come on, Neptunia, I know you're better than this. Oh boy. Actually, no, wait. Are they actually watching my stream right now? Because there's like a viewer count down here, and it looks like my stream. Yeah. So this screenshots from this evening. Clearly, they must be here watching. Otherwise they wouldn't like. Oh, Neptunia Victoria II. Yeah, that's the Philippines in 2012. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. I thought the Philippines was enough of a dystopia. Like, gosh dang it. Yeah, so I guess that's all the stuff I have for this evening. I'll have to wait until maybe Thursday or Tuesday of next week for more curse trains. But yeah, I think it's just completely nuts how... What is it? Where is that tab? I lost it. Gosh dang it. Where is it? Ah, here it is. And it tabbed out. Please don't... Oh, don't tell me it closed. Okay. I was scared for a sec. But hello, Neptunia. Welcome to the stream. I never thought I'd see the day that you'd come and stop by. It's always a treat. And Ramon's still here. That's good to hear. But yeah, I feel kind of awkward. I'm not sure if that screenshot should be there. Like, I think Train of Thought's going to be a little bit butthurt if he sees that there. I don't know. He said it was okay if I looked at his stuff, but I feel like I am... What is it? I feel like I'd be intruding too much on his space if, like, people would, like, refer to me during, on the actual Discord channel. I should probably, like, relay some ground rules for that. So, like, maybe you should be able to talk about me in a context that doesn't steal Train of Thought's thunder, because he's clearly a much better YouTuber than I am. And clearly there should be some indication here or there that would suggest that unless we collaborate together, then maybe it should just we should probably just keep it on the down low, because like I said, I thought it was a bit of a stretch to be able to live stream stuff from his cursed Discord channel on his Discord server. But, you know, I was really hoping that... I know it would be nice for him to notice me. Not in a sort of notice me senpai sort of way, but more like a... I'm a fan kind of thing. And... I don't know. Yeah, he's a cool bro. I asked the mods. They said it was okay for me to stream the content, and I asked him and he said he couldn't stop me, which, I don't know. It's not a situation where I should consider a lack of a no as consent, but I got as close as I possibly could for looking at stuff here. He did say preferably cursed trains from elsewhere, but this is like the hub. This is literally the hub for it. So, I don't know. I have to think about it some more. I am very thankful for everybody who stopped by, especially some people I'm familiar with on the Discord server, over at Train of Thought's Discord server, so thank you for stopping by. It's exceptionally great for you to stop here and say hello. But yeah, I usually stream in the evening, so I think that's a bad habit, and I should probably stream a little bit sooner so that it's a little nicer and easier going on everybody on the East Coast of the continental United States and North America in general. South America too, now that I think about it. But I think that's going to be it for this stream. I will see you in the next one. And of course, until then, take care, stay awesome, stay true to yourself, and remember to never give up. Feel free to engage with this video in any capacity that makes sense, like liking, favoriting, subscribing, sharing, and what else was there? Becoming a patron on my Patreon, becoming a member on YouTube, or anything within budget or within reason. Thank you all for watching again. I've got some editing to do to censor some stuff out that found its way into the live stream, so thank you all for watching. Alright, good night everybody.